I may be a Twitch streamer. I may be somebody that people be like, oh my gosh, is that WolfTico? But I'm just another guy. Another guy that was inspired by another Twitch streamer. Who that Twitch streamer was inspired by the one before. Etc. etc. We're all growing and all like and stuff like that. We're picking up things like that, but we're still just people who's gone through the same thing.
Welcome to yet another episode of the Sweet Talking Podcast with your host, Nepherti. It's great to see you whenever you may be watching this. Thank you so much for joining me, for tuning in. I really do appreciate you being a part of this little chit chat that we'll be having tonight with none other than the chillest wolf on VRChat, WolfTico. And I'm honored. I'm honored and pleased to have him here with me, that he's willing to have a conversation with me, be on the podcast. And this happened pretty quickly. We set this up pretty fast. So I'm always I'm glad that we could get this going, that we can make this happen. But you meet someone who's really, really cool, really, really interesting, and you just have an opportunity to have a chat with them. I just can't pass it up. So thank you so much for being here with me, Tico. I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I suppose we should go ahead and just start off with like very, very simple, basic things. So how about, you may remember this from, school, back in the day when you had to go up in front of the class and introduce yourself. We are in front of the class. We are doing this live. Those of you on YouTube, we are doing this live. This is a live recording that we are doing. So just for context. And so how about you kind of introduce yourself, let people know who you are, what you do, why you love what you do, your likes, your dislikes, your sign, if you're into that sort of thing, just very, very like basic things that you would do in front of the class.
Sure. The name's WolfTico on Twitch, and I am a Twitch streamer. This is the first time I'm doing this. I feel nervous. And my mind goes blank.
Breathe and take your time. You're just talking about yourself.
So
you got this.
Yeah. I hardly ever do that. Everybody else does that. But here we go.
Yeah.
So, before I started Twitch, or before I started streaming, I was a dishwasher on a restaurant, and then promoted to dishwasher / cook. And it was an easy job for me. The physical work on it was like a good exercise, so I always put my 110%, but it's not something that I wanted to stay and do. What I really wanted to do was stream. So any money that I would get from my job, I would save up, obviously pay bills, and whatever that I could keep in my pocket, I would, until I finally had enough to save up, and I have a friend that helped me build the PC from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, once I finally got everything, including it was an Oculus One that I started out with, I started streaming. Though my mentality when I started streaming, though, it wasn't like, man, I hope I can succeed. It was more of a, I'm gonna go ahead, throw myself out there. I invested a lot of money at this, so whatever happens.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty nonchalant, and the one thing that I'll keep in mind is, even if there's nobody watching you, talk as if there is people. Somebody's bound to respond, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's how it started, and I got people who started just responding to my comments, to my questions, and instead of being like, oh my gosh, I didn't think anybody was watching, I would feel crazy, be like, damn, people is gonna start thinking that I love talking to myself. I just respond back and start making a conversation about it. It's not that tough to find out what subject to talk about when chat gives you that subject.
Absolutely.
Like if you were to talk about animals and they say, oh yeah, I've known animals like that I've seen in, let's say, a certain country, and then boom, you got a subject right there. Oh damn, that country is known for blah 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 blah. How's everything going and stuff like that. You start picking things out, nitpicking tiny little subjects from there. It really isn't that tough. And at that point, well, the engagement with the chat, it was impactful. It just started growing and growing and growing. However, I ended up finding out it's not because of the things I was talking about. It's because, oh, Tico, I like your voice. Oh, Tico, oh my gosh, that voice. Tico was like, Papi Tico. I was like, whoa, huh? And that's where it started.
Okay. Wow. Oh, that's quite the introduction, like, of basically how things kind of started out for you. And obviously, just for context, like, I don't know anything about you. I've seen you in passing. We hung out like for like a little bit like last Friday, and yeah, we just kind of we finally like hit it off because like I've seen you. I've kind of been in your orbit here and there, but like you've always been very very like you've always been surrounded by people, and you're in the middle of your subathon, which we'll get into later on. But yeah, it was nice to be able to like finally connect with you, like have a little conversation with you, and get this whole thing going. But yeah, like, so I guess we should just go ahead and talk about streaming. Like, we'll go ahead and talk about that. But before we get like knee deep into streaming, how I want to know exactly like how did you get into VR chat? Like what tipped you off into giving VR chat a try? Because I've done some research, and I've seen like just kind of where you started. But I want to know, like, from your perspective, what made you ultimately decide to choose VRChat as your platform of choice, like, predominantly?
MoxyMoxy. At first it was it's Lumi with Zurui, and they were just doing role play and stuff, and I just kept observing it. I was just thinking to myself, damn, this is crazy how the technology just advanced this much where people are able to stream characters like this in 3D and just go on and roleplay and stuff. And it was Lumi's roommate at the time, MoxyMoxy. She had she's heavily lewd, and she was charismatic. She was engaging with her chat. She had hundreds of viewers, back then. I think this was like in 2018 or 17. I do not remember, but we ended up starting I ended up starting to get to know her. She was pretty funny in so many ways and all, and I was just like so happy. Like I ended up meeting MoxyMoxy and just having a conversation between her and I, like when I was in chat and she's in VR. Or sometimes like she would do her own role play and everything. I'm just watching and stuff, and it's been like that for a good while. Some time has passed where she stopped and nobody knew what happened. Maybe like a year or two later, she came back, but in a different setting, different house. Of course, that's a different story and all, but I finally got to meet her. I got to play with her for the first time in a voice call. And we were playing League of Legends, and I said, Moxy, to commemorate our first game together, I'm gonna dedicate this punch for you. I was like, what? I was Vi at the time, so I punched Viger. Mm-hmm. I forgot his name. I punched him square in the face and killed him, and I was happy about it, but I did not know it was gonna be like that, and I'm like, hell yeah, successful. And we just hit off like that.
Nice.
and
Nice.
we started to get to know each other and stuff like that. And I ended up loving her even more. Her and her husband Hulak. He's like a brother to me, and I miss the hell out of those two so much. I haven't spoken to them for a while. But even though she did stop VR, I still loved it. So then at some point it says on Twitch, it was saying, because you love MoxyMoxy, you might like one of these. And then Socks was there. And then I started joining in on her. And her friend at the time, Bardino, was holding community nights. I joined in on that. Miraculously. Anyway, I've had people that I looked up to. Like, if they are doing it and they're encouraging people to stream VR, why not give it a go? And at first, I was nervous and doubtful and stuff, and I've had people who would push me to go and do it. I've had Moxy to push me, Socks to push me, Turquoise to push me. I've had Redacted was also being like, "Yo, it's your dream, go for it." And Mowgli, like, at the time I was in a dark place and all, he got me out of there, and even he'd be like, "Yo, Tico, you're more than you think. Try it, go for it." So I did. That's how I started streaming. Like, I think the 3rd of January is when I started streaming VRChat.
Yeah, you
And it's
started.
been blasting out from there.
Yeah, you started streaming VRChat at the beginning of 2022. So yeah, that was where that all kind of began. But before that, you were streaming some other types of games. So basically, your interest in VRChat seems to have come from other people that you were watching at the time, and the fun that they were having there, and you just thought that maybe you could do something to that effect. Is like even though, like, you didn't know exactly what that was going to be just yet, but you thought that, since you had so much fun and they were having so much fun, that maybe you could integrate that into your stream, and that would be a much more enjoyable experience for you as a streamer. Is that more or less what you were thinking?
Well, I would have thought of something like that, but the thing is, it was like this. On November, I ended up getting VIP room for the B Club, and I was in there for the entire November. Mowgli was with me, joining me every single day, and then I had people started joining in on December. Socks ended up joining in. Kawaii Grin sometimes would end up joining in. Kitty would end up joining in. Nini ended up joining in, and I was just wondering to myself, why I don't. How am I bringing this kind of attention? I'm not doing anything. I'm just in a hot tub. So, like, this encouraged me even more to try it out. And yeah,
It just kind of it took off from there. It seems like you just kind of went for it, and fate just was in your favor. Along with many other things. And like I find it very interesting because you started, and you didn't start streaming into 2022, but you started doing VRChat specifically, like, first thing in January. You just kind of went into that, and everything just really kind of like took off. It literally just kind of took off for you, from according to what I've looked into about you. But yeah, I know. It's kind of mind-blowing. I know, for sure. But I'm curious also as to, like, about you as individually. Are you, like, what is, like, I mean, if you're willing to share, what is your nationality? Because I'm curious, more so I'm asking because of your name, WolfTico. So, like, what is your nationality kind of connected to that name? Is anything about you in real life kind of connected to, just your identity and how you portray yourself here? And I just think, is there, like, what connections are there to who you are in real life to your persona on VRChat?
Well,
if
the
any?
name WolfTico. Well, Tico is because of my roots from Costa Rica.
Okay.
Any male would from over there you would call Tico. Any female from over there you would call Tica
Mm.
with an A. As for the wolf, well, at the moment I was a teenager and I didn't have a favorite animal at the moment, but there was a dog that belonged to my uncle that I used to take care of. He was half husky, half wolf,
Hmm.
and that dog stole my heart. Ended up becoming my favorite animal, the wolves and stuff. And well, it started out like this, if that's okay. I don't know if you have any other questions or.
No, go ahead. Like this is about you. I want to learn about you, and everyone else is gonna learn about you. So, go ahead. Like share what you like.
Um, he had two dogs. One's name was Spike, which was the wolf one, and the other one was a non-German Shepherd, a sheepdog, named Chances. And my uncle was living with us at the moment, but in the back house, and it was a great time, fun times. His son, my cousin, we used to hang out a lot and everything. And hell, we were playing SNES, we were playing Mortal Kombat, and I think I ended up learning some cuss word in Spanish that way due to rage.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
But those two dogs, they always hang around in the yard that would connect our house and all. So no matter anybody who would go back there, they're always greeted with love because those two are so damn lovable. One Chances would always bark at you for attention, and when you say Chances, his tail would wiggle so hard that his butt can't even keep it still. It's so funny. And Spike, he would just playfully bite you, until you tell him to stop. Or when you're like about to attack him, he just goes. It was. How can you not tease that? But anyway, there was a time when my uncle he decided to go to America, and he left the two dogs in a place where, well, in a pound, but it's not like a pound that you would see here in America, but it's more like a place that you would take care of dogs. Sometimes I would go over there. I would play with them, talk to them, and sometimes I would just jump in the fence, and the owners wouldn't care though. I would jump in the fence, play with them and stuff, and I love those dogs so much. One day, I was in school. School's over. I walk home. To my surprise, my mom and my brothers are bathing the dogs, and I'm like, Spike, Chances, what's going on? And I'm over there, and all of a sudden, I'm happy. I'm taking, I'm giving them a bath, helping them give them a bath happily. And she's telling me, look, your uncle is letting us take care of the dogs. I'm all like, what? Yo, this is insane. My friends love those dogs, and every time they come to visit, I think it was more because they wanted to see the dogs more than me, but we always take them out to walk. And well, yeah, I mean, that's how much I love those dogs.
So like related to the dogs, like which one of the dogs was like the half dog? Like it was like the husky looking one. Which one was the husky looking one?
It was a Spike.
Okay. And like it was your love for dogs and your unique love for Spike that really kind of inspired your well, not your name, but like your just overall look, would you say?
Yes.
You wanted to kind of like memorialize, the dog in your identity because you loved him so much.
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love them so much in the relationship that we had with each other, though. See, I think it was about a year or two after we started taking care of those two. Chances ended up licking or biting a frog actually to attack it, but we didn't know that it was a poisonous frog.
Oh, I see. So
Yeah, it went down to the point where the only dog we were taking care of was Spike now.
So that was an additional layer of like, love and care because you really loved both the dogs. So I can definitely
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I can see why. Like, you just, I know there are plenty of people who have very strong affection for dogs, and people who see them as truly family members. People who like really like they have a meaningful connection with them to the point that you can't tell them any different. And it seems like it was that way for you. And so, like, that connection you had with the dogs, as well as your Costa Rican lineage, is essentially what brought you as WolfTico, and
Yeah.
and it's I don't know how accurate this is, but I did see that you joined Twitch around 2012. You were very early.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And was WolfTico your name back then too?
Oh yeah. In fact, WolfTico was even way before that, before Twitch. It was when you heard of the game Maple Story?
I sure have. Never played it, but I have.
Well, it was when it started.
Which was like back in the early 2000s, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a throwback for sure. I think for a lot of people know about Maple Stories. So like, I'm sure a lot of people are gonna be like, yo, I remember that. Holy shit. But yeah, so yeah, it seems like your name has had like long-standing meaning in your life, which is very, very cool. I think for a lot of people, like, well, I guess just I would assume for a lot of people, but I've like changed names like all over the place. Like I've been a variety of different names like overall, but I know a lot of people will just have like they have just that name that they've had since Xbox Live or Maple Story, and it just sticks with them. So it's cool to find out that like that was your thing like way before any of like this craziness with Twitch started and everything. But but this leads me to another question, because I have to ask this question. I gotta ask it, so it is what it is. But how do you feel about the whole, like, people have a perception of people who are furries? So do you consider yourself a furry? And if so, like, or if not, like, why or why not?
I would keep it both apart. Real life is real life. Online is online. So in online, like such as this over here, VRChat, IMVU, hell, Black Ops 2, I even made this persona persona in with an emblem.
You didn't have to say it. You didn't have to, but all right, we'll go with it.
But yeah, I ended up only keeping things online. As for things in real life, I keep that apart, because, well, not only would it be, I don't feel it in real life though. And here I don't even know how to say it. I guess I'm just trying to immortalize. I was just trying to immortalize Spike and all, but at the same time, it became part of me.
Yeah.
This isn't even his fur color either. It was like golden yellow. He had like a white bluish on his right eye and like an oak brown on his left eye. I don't even have that and everything. I just didn't want to be specific on it, but I love the dog so much. I decided to go with wolves. And seriously, the more I end up investigating about wolves, the more I ended up falling in love and having the species as my favorite animal.
Yeah. So it's a mixture of things. It's like your own personal interest in, wolves in general, as well as, your dog that ultimately is that all has come together to make up who you are now. And I imagine you didn't always look like this. So like, do you have any other avatars? I'm not gonna ask you to change, but like, do you have any other avatars that ultimately kind of like reflect your evolution in while being in VR chat? I mean, it seems as though you've only been in VR chat for a year. Oh wait, no, no, that's not true. You were doing VR chat before you started streaming, so obviously it would be longer than a year's time. So you wouldn't always look like this. So like how has your look evolved? The more experience you got, I guess the more successful you've gotten. Has anything like really changed over time?
Well, as soon as I started VR chat at all, like ever, when I found out that you can play VR chat with the mouse and keyboard, the first thing I went to go look for is one of the characters that's like my favorite hero in a video game was Cloud Strife for Final Fantasy VII.
Oh yeah.
And I just started walking around, and then I found like a small little yellow cat. And I thought I would be like, you know what? I am kind of nervous. Every single time I go into a room with new people, I want to read the room first, see where I stand on this, if it's good, or maybe I shouldn't be here and stuff like that, but maybe I would disguise myself a bit. So I went in there as a small yellow cat and voice acted according to the small yellow cat. And it was great for a good while.
Can you give an example?
And then,
can you give an example of that?
like, you wanted to see it?
No. You don't have to show it. But like,
Oh,
how did you voice act it?
Hi, my name is Ike. I hope everything's okay with all of you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I wanted to hear it just so people can like, get a better idea. Like they can picture a small yellow cat, but gotta throw the voice in there too. But yeah. So go on. So you went from like the yellow cat, and then from where'd you go from there?
I had a friend who I've known since IMVU, and she wanted me to use an avatar with a certain thing in it. And
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm all like, this is gonna be the first avatar that isn't a video game character, that isn't something that people would be like, oh, I know that character, it's from blah 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 blah. No, it's a character that I have not seen before. I'm gonna use it because why not? And it was an avatar, like dark skin, tank top, black pants, hair kind of like this, and the like the tips of the hair like would glow and all, eyes green bluish, and it was cool and everything. So when I started using that avatar in the community nights, I would slowly break out of my shell and started speaking with my own voice. Oh my gosh, the response I got from the community.
So people hadn't heard your real voice up until that point?
Yeah,
because you had
they
been
were
just
saying
you were just doing the small cat voice.
throughout that whole time, yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
But it only lasts. Yeah, but I think it only lasted for like a month.
Okay. And then, so when you revealed your voice in that new avatar, people were just like, they were surprised. Like, so how did that go?
Oh yeah, they were surprised. They ended up liking my voice. They ended up saying that my voice was fitting the character that I was using, and I started gaining more attention within the community. And they just they loved being around me. They felt very, very, very comfortable around me. They saw me as somebody trusted, and it made me feel way more comfortable being myself, using my voice. just relax and chilling. Or just being me. And it just kind of took off from there, and I ended up starting getting more attention from the people within the community tonight, like Kawaii Grand and Neptonica and Socks and Moogly and as more, like, you know, more names will still be popping up, but it was insane, and I felt like, okay, so there was nothing for me to worry about and nothing for me to be scared about. So I felt way more relaxed.
And yeah, everything just kind of went from there. Wow, that's very, very, it's very, very cool. And you know, your tiny cat voice, very adorable. I have to say, very cute. I had to hear it for myself. Very, very adorable.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you we did talk a little about how VR is like you keep real life separate from VR, and so I guess to what degree do you consider VR real to you, and in comparison to what you know to be real IRL? Like, to what degree is real here and real there? And I have a feeling that I feel like most VRChat people can understand this. You know, I'm ultimately I become a VRChat person, so like I'm curious, like to what degree, where is the line? Where is the distinction? Like, well, we'll just kind of go with that.
Well, for example, the only thing virtual about this is my fingers is not going to collide with each other. It's just going to go right through.
Right.
But what ended up being real is the people I met, the friends I've made, the connection we have had. Now, even though I'm not feeling them when I give them a hug, I can still feel that love when we're giving each other the hug. That's real. Our conversations are real. Our friendships are real. I ended up having a community family because of them. Like, this is totally fine.
Yeah.
Because everybody else that I ended up meeting, all of that ended up being real. My social life when I walk outside, just as my social life as I'm in here, is the same. I'm hanging out with my friends. We're joking, we're laughing, we ended up crying, whether it's joyful tears or sorrow tears. But we're connecting and we're bonding. All of that ends up being real. And the more amazing thing is, as more time passes by, whether it's in real life or in VRChat, I keep meeting more people who are extraordinary. And their problem was the ones where ended up being the same thing as me. Shy to talk, being in a group, surrounded in an eggshell. Something we have to break open so we can feel comfortable that it's totally fine to be ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I am never, ever, ever, ever tired of jumping in VRChat at all.
So to you, like, there's very little distinction. Like what makes VRChat real for you are the people that you've met and the connections that you've made, and I can relate to that 100%. Like, I wouldn't be doing this if I couldn't relate to that. The first thing that I noted about VRChat when I first got in, obviously I was still learning a lot of things, but it was understanding that many people in VRChat are so afraid to be who they are. There's always like this barrier. There's just the invisible wall in front of so many people who are just terrified to show their true selves. So they hide behind the avatar that they're in, and you know they either like don't talk, or they just kind of, you know, maybe they talk sometimes, but it seems very much on the surface. A lot of the conversations that I've heard people have when I first got into VRChat seemed very surface level. There was no depth to them. But I also knew that I felt like many people want to have that closeness with people. They desperately want to feel connected to other people, but they're so afraid that who they actually are is not going to be accepted. They're gonna say, oh, my real self is not enough, and there'll be something wrong with me that won't be that they won't accept about me. So it's better if I just keep myself separated from them. If I just put on this facade, pretend to be something that I'm not, and keep these conversations without there'll be no depth. They'll never know what I'm like in real life, and that's fine with me. But I feel like people really want that. Like, people want that connection that you value, that connection that I value, and that's like the whole point of like what I do, and like why I love doing this, because I want people to I want to show people that it's okay for them to be themselves. That it's okay for them to not only wear an avatar that suits them, that they're comfortable in, but to share it with people who they've ultimately gotten to know or gotten close to. That it's okay to open up to them. It's okay to, when you feel comfortable, to be a little bit vulnerable. You don't have to like dox yourself. Obviously, don't tell people where you live. But just be willing to, be honest about like the things that bother you, the things that you enjoy, the things that you like, and just tell people that you appreciate them, like just something as simple as that. I think we need a lot more of that in VR chat. So I'm trying my best to like spread that around, and it seems like you're very much like on the same page there.
I did, and it was to no effort, and it's because like people have I would say a misunderstanding of the situation. Like, for example, I keep getting told, Tico, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have this much friends. Tico, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have met these people. Tico, if it wasn't for you, the thing is, I'm just a person that they have in common with when it comes to meeting somebody with everyone else. The eggshells that they've had, they've broken themselves. The connection that they've had is because they stepped forward. They were the ones that take the first step. Me, I was just there. I was just having a conversation. People mentioned something that other people started having in common, and then they started talking about that subject. They started feeling more comfortable about it. Me, I was just there. Everybody else did the work. 100% of it. I cannot take any credit for it. Yeah, on the streamer. Yeah, people ended up joining in the same world as I did. Yeah, it's true to be like, yo, can I bring my friends? Can I bring my friends? Can I bring my friends? Yeah, sure. During off stream, of course. And I ended up getting to meet them and everything, and I liked their attitude. Most of them, I ended up liking their attitude. And they started joining on me like more often. And they started the same thing with other people. They got to know each other. Tico, if it wasn't for you, it wasn't for you. No, it was by chance. It was by coincidence. I cannot take credit for these things. But I am glad that I got to see all of that connection. I am so glad that people got to meet one another. And I got to see all of that happening. And it's a community that, even though I am the owner of the Discord, I'm still just another member in that Discord. Everybody right there are the one that's joining the community, making it bigger because they wanted to, just like me.
Yeah, communities are built not just from one person. You may be the person that, everyone collectively everyone collectively likes, but communities are built from people willing to come together despite disparate differences, and just be willing to have conversations and be willing to open up to one another and share experiences with one another. And just the collective experience is really that's what makes community ultimately. And I guess since we're on the topic, we'll kind of go ahead and go in that direction. So we kind of got an overarching picture of what community is to you, but have you always felt positively about community? Like you seem like you're the kind of guy who's like very sociable. Would you say you're introvert or extrovert? Just kind of as a basic question.
I would say introvert.
Introvert. Okay. Okay.
More to the point. Yeah, like more to the point that if I meet somebody new, not like walking up to them saying, "Hi, what's up? My name is WolfTico." No. When I meet somebody new, whether they're a streamer bigger than me, whether they're not streamers at all, my mentality is always stuck like, do they even like me? Should I bother to go talk with them? Like, they seem busy. I don't want to disturb anything. It looks like they're in their own world. I'm still stuck with that. If people have a misunderstanding, thinking, wow, Tico didn't even say hello to me. He must think that he's too big. No, it's just I don't know if you're too busy doing your own thing. I don't want to disturb what you're doing, the conversations you're having, or if you're like by yourself checking things out. I'm usually the type of guy that lets these people alone doing what they're doing. But if there's a conversation, people like to they're in a group, they're having fun and everything, I would like to be part of that, you know. I would but if I don't know them, then I ended up having the same mentality as everyone else. Am I going to fit in? I still have that problem.
Well, I mean, that's what kind of makes us human. I feel like people forget that like just because we're streamers, like we're still people. We're still people with our own with things that, you know, kind of make us feel like uncomfortable or things that worry us. We've learned how to be very like socially like we're very sociable because, you know, we have to be. We're streamers. So like, you know, like we train ourselves to be extroverted, but like even at the end of the day, we're still very much people who have things about ourselves that we worry that, you know, we may say something off-putting or we may be getting in the way of someone else's experience. Like just very, very natural things. And I think it's good to kind of like make sure that like people understand that like despite, you know, us being who we are, like we're still just people. We're just people who want to, you know, do the right thing and help people feel as welcome as they can, and hopefully that we will feel welcomed as well, because we also have to kind of like get over that hurdle of like, are we even welcome here type of thing. So, you know, like just, you know, remember that like we really
Please.
yeah.
Please remember that. It's not that I think that you're not worth talking. It's just I don't know if we're gonna hit it off, or if you're busy on your own thing. I don't want to disturb. Be like, wow, this guy just interrupted me. What a prick. I don't know.
But yeah, I totally feel that for sure. And like I think I want to say that that's probably why it took us so long to kind of exchange words. Do you remember seeing me like around? Have you seen me like around in the past before we like connected on Friday? Was Friday the first time you actually saw me?
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen you.
Okay. That's crazy. Because like, yeah, like so in that case, you were in your own world. Like you were surrounded by people that you know and care about. And so you were doing your own thing. And I didn't want to be like, I didn't want to like insert myself into like your crew or whatever. So like, that's so funny. So like I went through the same thing that we were just talking about, but like I've seen you like multiple times like in the past. Like I've known of you for like 3 months. I know it's crazy, right? But hey, that's just how things happen.
What?
I know.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, like
I'm so sorry.
it's okay. Like you had the subathon going on. You had your peeps. You know, like you were in it. you were in it and your head was probably like pretty muddled, like everything, like going live every day, like I can't imagine. So you get a pass. You get a pass for not noticing me. No. Yeah, you're good. It's okay. It's okay.
The guilt is sinking in.
No. It's okay.
It hurts.
You feel it, and then you can let it go. Feel it and let it go. Yeah. But yeah.
What matters is what's going on right now, and I'm so glad that we're having this moment.
Same. Like sometimes things just take time. They take time, and I'm okay with that. I like, for what it's worth, like I'm still like nobody for what it's worth. Like I'm doing my thing. I'm having a good time, but like at the end of the day, I'm still nobody. So like I'm happy to like have the opportunity to like talk to people like you and those like people who've just think, again, you're still just a guy. You're just a dude, and that's cool. And I acknowledge that. But, there is a very wide gap between you and me with regards to, how things have gone. But I know. I'm only saying it just, it is what it is. It is what it is. But we're having the moment, like you said, and I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like,
all right.
yeah.
Like maybe when it comes to social status, Twitch status, and stuff like that. Although I really am appreciative of the community that brought me that far, though, when it comes to off stream, like you said, I'm just another guy. I like to hang out. I like to meet people normally still. I don't want that interfering, like, oh, hey, Tico, how are you doing? Here's a friend request. Do you know who I am? No, I don't like that.
Yeah.
And there are times where I have to reject friend requests because I don't know who they are, though.
Exactly. But that's reasonable.
That's the only reason.
That's reasonable, though.
And that's reasonable, yeah.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with like Twitch status or anything. That's just human relationships, human connection. Like if I don't know you, like I can't have you on my friends list. I don't even know. We haven't even had a conversation. So like, yeah, like I totally get that. That's totally reasonable. But what's surprising is that like, given the fact that you didn't actually like know who I was until literally last week, and like us being able to like talk, and like, but dude, we hit it off like immediately. That's the cool thing. Yeah. It was immediate. It was like, yo, I was streaming, you were there, you were hanging out in the background, it was chill. You brought some people over to my stream. That was very, very kind of you, by the way. And yeah, like it was chill. And we hit it off immediately, and it was just like, yeah, I do podcasts. He's like, yo, you want? And you're like, oh, I'd like to be on that. All right, yeah, let's make it happen. And here we are. So like,
boom.
Yeah, it's just like, sometimes, you just have, there's like, you never know when like connections will happen. You never know when like it'll just click. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes it doesn't. But it's okay when it doesn't, because maybe you just need to give it a little bit of time. Like, I was patient, and then Tico-chan finally noticed me. So tell me about community. Like what does community mean to you? And like how has that influenced how you've like kind of managed your community? Like obviously you're just a guy in your community, but how has your perspective on community influenced how you've approached your process with just being ultimately the figurehead, if we want to give it a term or whatever?
I put myself in their shoes. If we all have something in common, is that it is really hard for us to wanting to join a certain community and try to involve themselves into it, whether it's in a voice call or in VR chat or in chat itself. And like obviously, I do not know a lot of them, but if there's one thing that everybody has in common, from what I read in chat, is that we all want to be a part of something, to be a part of a community, to be accepted, to go somewhere, to belong somewhere. Since I know what that's like, I just thought, you know, maybe I will have a community like this because I want them to break out of their shells. That I want them to feel themselves like welcome at home. I want them to, you know, like, don't worry, just ease up, calm down, have a conversation with us. I may be a Twitch streamer. I may be somebody that people be like, oh my gosh, is that WolfTico? But I'm just another guy. Another guy that was inspired by another Twitch streamer. Who that Twitch streamer was inspired by the one before. Etc. etc. We're all growing and all like and stuff like that. We're picking up things like that, but we're still just people who's gone through the same thing. Mm-hmm. And I still want to work. I still want to work on having people wanting to join in and have a conversation with me. It's totally fine and all, but I do have standards, of course.
As we all. What are your standards?
Be like logic sense, common knowledge. Be an adult. We're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna have a conversation as adults. Or we're gonna joke around. We joke around knowing boundaries and limits. Like dark jokes, I hardly ever appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Especially if it's somebody that I just met. You want to make a first impression. Don't act like a child who wants to cause trouble. Let's have a conversation. Let's get to meet each other. Let's get to know each other, and let's see where it goes from there. Like you said, sometimes it's a swing or a miss when it comes to meeting new people. Sometimes it's like an immediate click. Some other times it's just not gonna happen. It's it happens with anybody. You're gonna have people who's gonna love you, and for no reason you're gonna have people that's gonna hate you. There are many people who wants to understand you, and there are many others who's gonna make assumptions out of you. But at least you try to get to know a person. At least you try to join in a community. At least you went out there and did something.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to be the end. If that doesn't work out, it doesn't have to be the end all be all. Which I think a lot of people tend to fall into that cycle of just because this thing didn't work out, everything else is gonna not work out. And if anything, we should encourage, be encouraged that it's not the end all be all if things don't come together. If your place in a certain community doesn't really jive, it's okay. There will be other places for you to belong. There'll be other people for you to meet. The world is vast, and VRChat is probably vaster. There's a lot of people who play this game. Yeah. So you're bound to find a place to belong, regardless of who you are. It just takes some time.
Exactly. And it's not like my community is just the one community. We are tied with other communities as well with people that we know. Hell, you might fall into one of their communities, and it doesn't mean since it didn't click for us, it's never gonna happen. No, it it's just maybe bad timing or just bad first impressions as time passes by. Since you're still in the same community that of the people who I'm in and follow and am active with, we might end up getting to know each other still as time passes by. And who knows, as time passes by, we might end up becoming freaking best friends.
Yeah.
We don't know how the future is going to hold up for us, so it's never ever good to focus in the now and saying since this didn't happen now, then screw this guy forever. No, time passes by and there's nothing we can do to predict the future. Things just happen. It's gonna surprise the heck out of us in the future. Who knows what's going to happen. As for trying to predict, don't. Just let it flow, and when opportunity arises, take advantage. That's it.
Yeah, that's basically what I did. Just an opportunity arose for for us to like connect, and it just worked out. It came together. It was awesome, and it's just like just being ready for when things come together, and no one can predict that. Like, though this is ultimately a game, a platform, however you perceive VRChat to be, like it is that, but it's a hyper reality. It's a hyper reality in which you can meet people so fast, so quickly, of so many different walks of life, much faster than you can in reality. So like, I feel like people may get the misconception that because something doesn't work out immediately, that it's just never going to come together. It's never going to work out because they're so used to having everything fed to them so quickly. It's just, you get used to those constant meetings that, things work, things don't work, and people tend to remember the negatives. They tend to remember the things that don't really work out for them. But, I think people really should keep in mind in general that like, just because things don't work out immediately doesn't mean that that's like the end all be all. And there are so many other people to meet, so many other experiences to be had, especially in VRChat, 100%. And like, you're gonna find a place to belong, and that's really kind of what I've wanted. Like I'm one of those people. Like I'm legitimately one of the people who I struggle with community. I struggle with the concept of community. I struggle with the idea of having a community myself. Like I'm 100% just like, man, it's like.
And how does that make you feel?
Oh yeah, no, I'm piggybacking off of what you had to say. I'm not making it about me. No.
I'm kidding.
I know. So am I. I'm also kidding. But yeah, like it's great that you have a positive perspective on community and you put yourself in the shoes of those who are in your community, and that's how it should be. And I hope that I can have a place to belong. I hope that I can create a place for people to belong as well. And that's what as a streamer, you kind of want people to feel like that they belong there. And, sometimes it doesn't always work out. But, it's so funny because, like, you could even think of it in, like, a streamer perspective. Like, you ideally want everyone who walks into your stream to stay. You ideally want everyone who walks into your stream to follow you. But it doesn't always work out that way. It doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
We can't dwell on that, but that's what life is. That's what human connection is. Not every meeting is going to turn into something special or blossom into something meaningful. It may be great in the moment, and it may not go as far as you think it would. But as streamers, we have to have that mindset of like, people come in, they hang out, they maybe they'll stay a while, but maybe they don't follow. That's okay.
Yeah, maybe they don't follow. Hell, there are many like obviously we already know that there are many VR streamers out there.
Oh, tons.
Some doing the same, others doing different, but still the same on that category. The thing is that everybody has their own preference. Mm-hmm. There are many people who stumbled upon in my channel and they ended up like they loved me, they supported me. They still do. I'm not gonna say like, oh, they forgot about me. No. But through me, they've met other streamers in other communities, and it became their favorites.
Mm-hmm.
I don't blame them. These people are amazing. And if you were to keep that in mind, like prepare yourself for that, then you won't have that mindset like, what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
Like what do I need to change? Like what did I say? Or is it because I don't there's something weird on me? Or no. You can't have everybody liking you. You can't have everybody loving you at first sight. No. That's just part of life. Those who stays wants to support you and have you as their favorite is number one. Those who would still stay but would rather support somebody else, it's the same way. We cannot control the viewers. The viewers know what they want, and us as streamers must respect that.
100%. You know, it's because of the viewers that, you know, we get anything done. We get any traction whatsoever. It's all down to just people genuinely wanting to see us succeed. And whatever form that takes and however many people do or don't, it doesn't matter. All we can do is our best. All we can do is put our best foot forward, and that's all anyone can do in life and when off stream. Like when you're meeting people, you just put your best foot forward. Be who you are. Just be yourself. And you know, if people accept you, great. If they don't, that's their loss. So, but you know, it never hurts to look at yourself occasionally and be like, well, you know, maybe, you know, there could be something about myself that I can make better. You know, it's totally
Oh, yeah.
possible. Like, don't forget to self-reflect. Yeah.
If there's anything that I have done, like I've been told Tico will never change, but I do want to improve on things here and there, because if I don't change, then I'm never gonna reach my best. I want to be my best. I got told, Frank many times, amongst other people would say, Tico, like the reason I follow you and the reason that I love you and chill with you and all is because you're real. There are many people out there who puts a front that they're not real and everything, like, but Tico, you're real. Like you do care for the people that support you. You do care for chat. You do care for the community, other people, and we've seen many of times. Tell me if this sounds familiar. 1 hour and there's not a gift sub. 1 hour.
Yeah. How, like, wow. I would never. I can't even get gift subs. I can't even get subs. So, like, you know, like, I would never. But yeah, it's very
Still
familiar.
waiting for you to get affiliate.
Oh, no. It's not even about me getting affiliate. I'm deliberately not getting affiliate. Deliberately. I'm abstaining.
I remember you saying that during the interview with Chelsea.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Why is that? Well, it's actually written down below my FAQs, but I'll talk about it very briefly. You know, YouTube and Twitch are in competition, and I like being able to multi-stream. I'm streaming on YouTube as well this very moment. So there are a couple people from YouTube who are watching right now. And obviously those people will be watching it on YouTube when this comes out on YouTube. But beyond that, yeah, I want to be able to multi-stream. And, you know, my success comes down to the people that I can reach. So I want to keep my net wide to reach as many people as possible and not really care so much about, you know, getting subs or getting bits. If people want to support me, then they can. There are ways that they can do that. Like there are various ways that are down below. You want to check that out. But in any case, it's not about that. It's about just being able to be someone that people can hang out with and enjoy, and building a community of people that I feel like that, you know, appreciate me and I can appreciate them. And yeah, I just kind of want to build something new and exciting. So I want to stay away from affiliate, stay away from contracts, and if I succeed, I succeed. If I don't, I don't. So, you know.
I got a feeling that you will succeed.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. But, that's not for me to decide. It's for the viewers to decide. It's for the efforts that I make and the luck that I have to, ultimately, that will speak for itself, So, I'm just doing what I can, just like everyone else. So, again, if I'm meant to succeed, then I'm meant to succeed. If not, then it wouldn't matter if I'm affiliate or otherwise, so.
No, but I do feel like you're genuine when it comes to like being in front of the camera and started talking. You are you. You're not faking anything. You're not like trying to provoke a reaction, then be like,
Yeah.
no. You're you. You're being you. So I know that you're gonna end up succeeding for sure.
Oh, well, thank you, Tico. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. It's very kind of you to say. You get head pats. You get head pats for that one. Well done. Well done. So, I have a question for, well, obviously I have many questions. We are not nearly done yet. There are many questions to come. So, buckle up, buckle.
I didn't even study.
It's all right. They're all about you. So, all you have to do is answer from the heart. So, and you got plenty of that. You got plenty of heart, I can tell. Yeah. I was tempted to say another thing, but I'm going to abstain from that so as to not break you. I need you to be able to answer my questions. I don't want to break you on stream. That's bad. But tell me, why do you think people have come to want to support you? What do you think is your secret sauce as a streamer?
From what I've been told, I can't. I never ever have the feeling of liking to praise myself, so I go off by the judgment of what other people have mentioned about me. So from what I've been told, would be my voice, my personality, and something else. I forgot what it was. But it would be somewhere around there, but mostly because of because of my personality. At least
The very relaxed, chill personality.
Yeah, and for some reason, which is kind of odd though, because the reason when I started streaming VRChat, I was just pondering like, what am I gonna stream? What am I gonna say? What is the theme of my channel gonna be? And I just started streaming in the hot tub and all, and I was just thinking, look, anytime I feel bad, and even if I can't go to an actual hot tub at the time, I can still jump into VRChat.
Yeah.
I would go into the corner and I would put on the settings with music, and even the noise of the water jets from the tub itself, it's also relaxing. It all helps me. It all helps me calm down. And then when I started streaming, I'm like, you know what? I'm seeing people who enjoys the content of when they're having a bad day with their boss, with their partners, or just feeling that depresso express, or they just need something to have a conversation while feeling relaxed, being next to a fireplace, or they need to focus on their art, and the sound of the backgrounds in my channel helps them relax and helps them focus and stuff. I was like, this is it. Bringing chill to other people, because in the world that we live in, there's so much stress going on. There's so much going on, and sometimes people who cannot escape that need somewhere to go. And I'm like, this is perfect. Not only is this gonna help me with my content, but it's gonna help many, many people ease up. I sure as hell been there. I want to help. Being in a situation like that made me happy. Hopefully I could find more people who would feel that feel the feeling of content in such environment.
Yeah. I think that third thing is it's the hot tub. Or just the vibe. That third thing, just the overall vibe that you create. That atmosphere that everything that you do and everything that you are generally creates. I know I saw that kind of slipped into the chat a couple of times, and it's always the vibe, the vibe. So that may be the third thing that people have said about you. So that's really cool. It's really cool. It's people seem to genuinely really like what you have to offer, and like I myself I admit I've not caught a WolfTico stream. I have not. But I will definitely do so once you return. I know you're on vacation right now, but I will definitely be checking you out and seeing exactly what that vibe is. But I can also kind of feel it, with you here right now. I can feel that vibe. Obviously you got the voice and the personality, but I feel that chill vibe. I feel it. Are you and he's so chilled out. He's so chilled out right now. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful thing to behold. Face to face. I love that.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, of course. I only give compliments when I mean them. So I don't like to kind of like give bland compliments. Oh your dress is so nice. No. If your dress is actually nice, I'll tell you. But good thing you're not wearing a dress. All right. Speaking of dress, that's kind of around the time that I met you. Yeah, actually. How was that?
I hate it.
You hated it. Yeah, I think that's another reason why you didn't really notice me, because you were so wrapped up in being put into that maid dress. Well, let's talk about the subathon. Let's talk about the subathon and start with that. Like, how did that come to be?
I was thinking of doing a subathon. It was September, and obviously I've been around Twitch enough to know that September equals Subtember, gift subs, all that stuff. And I knew that, well, if I were to start a subathon in September, it's going to be incredibly beneficial for me. The thing is, I was looking at both sides over here, the cons and the pros. The pro would be subathon, support, smart. But at the same time, the cons heavily outweigh the pros. Many well-known streamers are going to be doing the same thing. Many viewers who have favorite streamers are going to mostly support those streamers. And let's say they ended up loving me as well, that they want to support me. They're spending so much money. So I'd rather back off for a while. I don't want anybody to be spending so much money, especially since I'm not there yet. But then I ended up receiving an email from Twitch. And then after I read how awesome it would be during September, I've only read that all of that stuff is going to happen for those who was subscribing for the first time or continuation of subscribing. And when I was reading that, I was like reading it carefully. It felt like it was playing too, because it did not mention that gift subs are not going to be part of that. And that was the bread and butter of September. So when I ended up streaming in September, not for the subathon yet, I ended up having in my title, no gift subs, not doing September, read first. And I was hoping that if somebody would read that and they say, Tico, what is this in your title? I would explain it to them so that nobody end up falling for it. unfortunately people had fall for it, given so much subs, not to me but to other streamers, and wondering why where's the discount and stuff. That's unfortunate. The only time when gift sub was a thing, when it was regular stuff, like how September was supposed to be with gift subs and stuff, it was the last 10 days of September. I felt bad. Obviously there was nothing I could do about it, but it's like, damn, dude, a lot of people ended up falling for it, and Twitch knew this. And then, as time passed by, October was also coming in, and I'm all like, I want to, but is it going to be successful? I'm still small time. Is it going to be a waste of time, or should I try it anyways? So I started a community goal. 100 redeem points before November happens, and if the community reaches that mark, then I will do a subathon. Quickly that bar filled. I did not expect that, and I think it was a matter of weeks, just like 2 weeks maybe. And I'm like, wow, okay, I might as well do it. There are always the what ifs that hits you with doubts of the what ifs, but if you're gonna let that hold you back, might as well not do it. I'd rather just go for it, see how it goes. And when I started on November 1st, it was wild. The people I've met, the people who supported me, the people who ended up wanting to torture the crap out of me, they knew what the 2,000 gold was. I did not know that they really wanted to see me in that damn maid dress.
How quickly did they get you there?
About a month and a half.
Wow.
No. I think it was less than that. Because about a month and a half, we were at 2,000. The Madras is at 1,000.
Oh, okay.
It was nuts. I couldn't believe just how successful it was. It blew my expectations. I did not know. Like, obviously I knew that, like, it wasn't just because of maid dress, it's because they really wanted to support me, and I did not know how to react to that. There were several times where I ended up crying because of several bombardments on like random days, and I'm just like doing stuff. I'm not doing like special events or anything, except like whether I'm doing like whether I'm playing Vampire Survivors, where I'm playing Typing of the Dead with Tops, when I'm just chilling in the world. It was wild. I didn't think it would happen, but it happened. Just goes to show, like, if you're not faking anything, if you are being genuine with the community, if you're just being the real you, if the vibe fits, they do love you that much that they want to continue to support you because they want to continue to see more of you. It became so wild that, I mean, the subathon was supposed to be uncapped, but it became so wild that Tops and I ended up agreeing maybe we should put the cap on January 1st, and it ended up being like that. So now I'm finally on my vacation, but who knows how long the subathon would have kept going on.
Yeah.
And it's just unbelievable. And pretty soon, the channel is going to be growing even more because of this.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
I owe
people.
it to them.
Yeah, people genuinely love what you do. They enjoy the company that you offer, the consistency of your personality and your care of the community. They see all these positive things about you, and in a lot of ways, it doesn't seem surprising that they were also so willing to help you and like see you succeed even further. That it's not that surprising, but this kind of falls into the idea of like my perspective of community, and like you don't expect that to happen. You don't expect people to really actually truly step up when it matters in a lot of ways, because like you have a community, you have people who are there, who come around and watch you and support you, and who are active in chat. But the idea of like a subathon is like inherently backwards, in that like unless you are already kind of stable and comfortable with where you're at, a subathon is scary as fuck. Like it makes like no normal person who is like relatively like on the smaller side of things, or they think they're on the smaller side of things, that doing a subathon just doesn't make sense in a lot of ways. Just how much of a kind of a risk and commitment. It's not just the risk of like your whether your community actually like comes through for you or not, but it's also like the commitment to streaming as often as you did. And I kind of want to talk a little bit about that. You may not realize this, but according to the numbers that I pulled up for you before the stream, you streamed 246 out of 365 days last year. That's a lot of fucking time. It's a lot. So, how did you do it? Like, how do you like? What is your life? What is your lifestyle like that allowed you to be able to do that? And obviously, do the subathon and everything. But even before the subathon, you streamed on average throughout the entire year. You streamed on average 8 hours, on average, like throughout the entire year. So, like, how about you? Like, you tell me and everyone else, like, how did you do it?
Huh. Well, when I started streaming VRChat, usually would be like 4 hours. Then when I finally left my previous job, it would only be 6 hours. 8 hours, what the heck? Well, the thing is, it all comes down to the perspective and the point of view, how you look at things. Like, for example, I like talking with people that I'm comfortable talking with. This is a mature conversation. I like hanging out with friends. I like to play games in VRChat. It's fun and all. And even though I'm not doing it in front of the camera, the difference would be being in front of the camera. Like, that would be work. But I'm still doing the same thing. That would be the only difference. I'm in front of the camera. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So I never found any kind of stress in any way. The only like, if I do have a camera, the only difference is not only am I talking to my to my friends over here or enjoying their company, but I'm also talking to the people in chat. It's more people to talk to and more interactive going on. And well, even though they do bully me, and I don't mean like in a support way, but through redeems or the jokes they pull up on me and everything, that's just more friends to mess around with, that we kid around and all. That would be the only difference. So literally, I could just, like, right now, you're not having a conversation, but we're in front of a camera. There's no difference if the camera was not here.
Right.
That's my perspective, my point of view. There are many people who would say, man, this is exhausting mentally and stuff like that, because just be yourself. You're not doing anything different off the camera. Continue to do to do you, to be yourself. You're just having more people to talk with. Hell, if you get some kind of hater that comes into the chat, ban and continue on with your life. That's it. So this is the kind of perspective that I'm not exhausted when it comes to streaming and stuff. I did, however, end up going to the hospital. Because apparently I did ended up getting stressed, so I did have to, take a day off that isn't a holiday from Subathon. But to be honest, when it comes to days that weren't Subathon, that's just my point of view and perspective, that I'm just able to do these things. It's fun. Yeah. I love it. It's my passion. And like they say, if you're doing what you love, then you're never working a day in your life.
Right. So, if you don't mind sharing, what can you go into more detail about how, what that ended up in the hospital? What were the details? Well, I mean, obviously, to whatever degree you feel comfortable sharing, but can you share a little bit about how that happened and what you did and how you got through that?
Not a big deal. I had a gut pain, and it was pretty intense. So I ended up going to the hospital. They put me through a CAT scan. They ended up talking to me, asking me questions like, "What's your job? What are you eating?" Things like that. And I told them this, and that, and I am a streamer, a Twitch streamer. Luckily, I ended up getting a doctor who knew what that is.
Yeah.
And he says, and he goes so what kind of things are you streaming and stuff like that? And I told him, well, currently I'm in the middle of a subathon, and it's as soon as I wake up, do what you gotta do, eat, brush your teeth, all that stuff, and then get on stream. And then once you're done streaming, I just chill for a bit, and then I go to sleep, and then repetition. That would be the whole subathon thing. And he goes and Tico, how long have you been doing that? I'm all so far, it's been 2 months and almost a week. And they say, yeah, it might end up being the cause that the reason why your gut pain is it's hurting, why your gut is hurting so much. It could be due to stress. And I'm all it can be, because I love this and everything. It's yeah, but sometimes stress is there whether you know it or not, whether because you might end up pushing yourself too much. Even though you love it, you gotta learn to rest. I didn't want any more pain, so I had no choice but to believe him and say, okay, fine, I'll rest.
Yeah.
And then I ended up streaming that day anyways, but not in VRChat. It was Elden Ring, but I was high. I took ibuprofen. And
wow, high while playing Elden Ring? Wow, how was that?
And for some odd reason, the enemies were just easy.
You were like in the Matrix. You were just kind of you were just doing the things, and it was easy.
Yeah, it was easy. He goes he's about to attack me. He's nah, you're taking your time. You're taking, rolling out the way. Boom, hitting you there.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay, so we got a little bit about the subathon. We talked about we generally talked about how you got into the maid outfit. That seemed like a very long time though. So how long were you supposed to be in the maid outfit? And how long did that did you have to repeat? It seemed like you repeatedly had to wear it. So I guess how was that weaved into your reward system?
I did not think that the subathon was gonna be as successful as it did. I just thought, you know what? Who the heck is going to be given that much 1,000 gift subs to keep the timer going just to see me in the maid outfit? I ended up getting two people who are massive supports and definitely is due to be credited, which is Hidden and the Wolf. Of course, everybody else in the community has also contributed to it, but those two have bombarded the crap out of me with those, and I cannot be any more appreciative of them too. It's nuts. It's insane, and I owe a lot to them. And they keep saying, Tico, you want to pay us back? Continue to do what you're doing. Continue to stream. Continue to be yourself. That's all we're asking for as a payback. And I'm all like, I'm already doing that. This should be easy. But I feel bad because it's not enough. It's not. It's so much. When I end up getting bombarded at a random 100 gift subs, I had to look it up. It's $500.
It is, but after Twitch takes their 50%, you know, it's $250. So, but it's still a nice chunk of change, all things considered.
It is, and I ended up getting up to 1,000 gift subs, and then the maid dress.
The bane of your existence.
They succeeded. I can't believe it. I had no choice but to wear it. And I had to continuously wear it every single day. But there was a moment where a deal was struck with chat. I forgot what it was. But they say, okay, Tico, fine. It's totally fine. You can take off the maid dress, but you gotta keep the leash on, which is something else. The leash ended up happening. Some of the secret goals all of those secret goals were met, which I still have to do 2 of them. And those secret goals was that I would have to serve someone in the maid outfit. So I had to put that back on, use it continuously until another deal was met. And I forgot what that was, but if it gets me off the dress, it gets me off the dress, and I'm happy about it.
Why are you so uncomfortable with wearing the dress?
Because it's a maid dress and they tease the crap out of me for it. Tico, serve me this. Tico, serve me that. Oh my gosh, you look cute. And for some reason, everybody's saying, damn, Tico, you look like 5 or 10 times manlier in that dress. And I'm like, how? How?
It's the confidence in your masculinity. You wear the dress, but you wear it with intensity. That's probably what it is, if I had to guess.
But yeah, that's a whole story with the dress. And now Subathon is over. I don't have to wear it.
Did you have to have someone commission?
There are people who are saying, make it a redeem. I had somebody who Norma Jean. She found the dress and she put it on a different base. No, she didn't put it on. It was she gave me the dress, and I have another friend. I don't know if that person wants to be named or not, but they helped me put on that dress on a different base and not my main for obvious reasons. And then I had to do that. I had to wear that, and I don't have to wear it no more.
For now.
But it's still there. It's still there.
Well, if you ever do another subathon or another, you want to hype up a certain event, you want to, chat, I'll tell you this secret, but, you got to get to this number or whatever. I'm sure you'll find many other uses for it, just for funsies. But that's so funny that you had to kind of endure that You definitely are like the t-shirt, looking Giga Chad type dude, seems like. Obviously, the alpha wolf. I'm gonna laugh if you know where that's from. Do you know where that's from?
No.
Okay, don't worry about it then. just take it as it is. Just take it as it is. But yeah, people love that. People love that you react, the way that you do, and that's part of the fun. That's the fun of it. Like, you get to entertain your chat. They enjoy it. They tease you. You feel however you feel, and it's all in fun. It's all a good time. But now we're getting to. Actually, do I want to get to that? Do I want to get to that yet? Do I want to get to that yet?
Get to what?
You know what? Sure. Let's spice this up a bit. Let's talk about your love life, Tico. Let's talk about it. And talk about this with everyone. Everyone who comes to my podcast, we talk about this. So you are not special in that regard, but we talk about this. I like to know where people stand on certain aspects of relationships, platonic, romantic, whatever. And I ask people questions with regards to like whether, how they feel about certain things, just to kind of get a sense of like where they stand, their perspective on relationships, and like maybe I think there are a lot of people. I think when you talk about romance, a lot of people feel shy about talking about those sorts of things. But I firmly believe that many people respond very positively when you find someone who shares the same values as you and the same ideas and like expectations as you. And I think people really kind of resonate really well with that sort of like content. So let's just start from the beginning. Are you single?
Yes.
Okay. What are your sexual preferences?
I'm straight, so I prefer women.
Okay. And if you were to be searching for a relationship, I don't know if you are or not. That's neither here nor there. We don't need to know that. But if you were interested in that sort of thing, what would be your standards? What would you want to? What would your ideal partner have to fall into? Like, what would your ideal partner need to have, the qualities that they will need to have?
50-50.
50-50 on what?
Well, basically on everything. If I'm gonna be, if we're gonna work in a relationship, I don't want it to just be all me. Like, there has been so many people that I've known, or so many women that I know that it's like, you want me, you better work extra hard for me. I don't want to, because I also want to feel that love.
You want to get that
feel
back.
like you, that worth. I want to feel like I am worth your time. So I don't, I want to feel the love. I want to know, like, if you would come and caress me with the lips softly against my neck, or like if I'm just chilling, relaxing, and you would just come to bug me, even though I'd be like, stop it, leave me alone. I'm not really wanting you to stop and leave me alone. Push some more.
You better make sure she understands that about you. You better make sure that she knows that you play like that. So she doesn't actually leave, you know?
Yeah, it's be like, yo, babe, I'm kind of busy, but
that's very, very clear. That's very, very clear. But like it seems like you have a good sense of humor, like, overall. So like would you need her to have like a good sense of humor? Like, do you need, like, what other things would you look for in a partner?
Well, yeah, a good sense of humor. Again, common knowledge, logic sense. To know that, like, to put the effort to understand me just as much as I will put the effort to understand you. Treat me like a best friend. If there's something that you want to talk about or need to talk about, come to me first. Obviously, I may not have all the answers and somebody else might have, so go ahead. I understand it, but please let me I want to I want to help. You're the love of my life. I wanna know what I can do to make you happy. If you need me to leave the room because you want to cry in a corner for an hour, don't worry. I understand it because I've been there too. I'm not gonna. I don't want to make assumptions. I don't want to. I want to trust, and that is a number one key thing that I need in a relationship is trust. Like, let's say if I ended up having a girlfriend, but they know that I'm having a conversation with you, but there's no camera over here. I need that girl to not think, oh, what are they doing? What are they talking about? You think they could? No, stop. I don't need anybody else but you. That's one of the massive major quality that I need in a relationship is trust. If you're going to start doubting me, then it's not going to work out in the future. Because why would I want to, like, I could love you. You could have all the great things that I'm looking for, but if you're doubting me right now in the phase that we are boyfriend and girlfriends, it's gonna be even worse. If you say, Tico, marry me, I'm gonna be remembering our relationship and saying, you don't end up trusting me when I'm hanging out with other girls. If we get married, it's gonna be worse. I do not want that. I do not want to spend the rest of my life being doubted by the one that I love.
And you being paranoid
If you need to
about
take
that.
paranoid, like I cannot have that, because not only do you not trust me for something I didn't do at all, you're just gonna stress the heck out of me. You're gonna end up making me like shed years out of my life.
Yeah.
I need the love. I need the trust. Obviously I do need you, and sometimes I need time for myself, for my homeboys. But just know that I don't need anybody else but you. That would be basically the number one thing that I would need in a relationship.
Okay. So I guess from your perspective, like, do you think perhaps you being a streamer is perhaps like could be part of the reason why it's been a struggle to find someone, or do you think maybe there's something else that's going on, or just you just haven't found someone that fits those standards? Because I know, like, they seem like very commonplace things. Like what you described to me is very, very like much what I would want as well. But like, I'm curious as to like what you think could perhaps be like being like a roadblock, or what, I guess, what do you usually find as roadblocks, and do you think being a streamer is perhaps making that a little bit more difficult for you to like find something that fits the bill?
Well, before I became a streamer, I have tried several times. And the only successful time is when I am on IMVU and they don't know how I look like, they just like my personality. And I'm not gonna lie though, I'm not gonna throw confetti at me for looking great. I'm not the best looker, but I am a looker. And I still don't understand, like, even though I go out and I try, I don't understand what is it that just would make the girls second guess. I never understood why. I don't think I'll ever understand why. And it's been such a long time that, well, I felt like it's already too late for me. And I know many people are gonna say, "No, Tico's never too late. It's never too late. It's never too late." It's like I know, I get it. My like, no matter if I were to say right now, okay, I'm done, I give up. My heart is still fighting. My heart still hopes that it would happen one day. But the thing is, I gotta stop for right now. And becoming a streamer, here's where everything differs. I cannot find a relationship online because it's always been even worse for me. I always, like, throughout the whole time that I have been online in a relationship, not a single one have been loyal, and it tarnished the hell out of my heart. And every time I ended up meeting somebody that I get emotionally attached to, I have to find a way to stop it. I have to find a way to end it.
You sabotage yourself?
And I have. I would just find a way to, like, detach myself from the person. And I would rather have a relationship in real life because it's so much compared to over here, it's just so much easier.
Why do you think so?
However, both IMVU and VRChat times together, it's been like this for 15 years.
15 years of you trying to find someone that fits the bill, but there's always some infidelity that happens at the end of the day, or you get too emotionally attached and you get scared, skittish, perhaps?
If I were to get emotionally attached to someone, there's obviously the chance that I will get jealous. And this is even before a relationship and all. But I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
But yeah, I prefer a real life situation rather than an online situation. And it's even worse now. If I were to, as a streamer, if I were to be in a relationship with somebody, because I have seen what has happened to people who has gotten into relationships.
I have to, yeah.
If it's in VR, some people are incredibly lucky, some aren't. Like, if they do get in a relationship, they don't lose. Some of them don't lose the support. Others do, and they lose it heavily.
Yeah.
So when it comes to online stuff, now I cannot do that. Getting into a relationship in VRChat, IMVU, Second Life, anything you want to call it. If you're a streamer and you get yourself in a relationship online and stuff, there's a chance that the support is going to be gone. And if you end up being in a relationship with said person, that's it. So I don't just do it for myself, but I do it for others because I do not want to affect them in their channel, in their profession. It sucks.
Do you think?
If it was me,
Oh no, go ahead.
if it was me, to the point, like, if I were to go and get rich, then I wouldn't care if I ended up losing support in streaming, because I would still be streaming, which is my number one passion, while being in love with somebody who understands me, knows what I'm doing and stuff like that. And even if I lose massive support, I still have streaming and I have the love of my life.
So if it's a real life situation, then like they're most likely not going to be associated with the streaming part of things. So you can have that and just have the streaming. You can still just do the streaming thing while you have that as well. Is that what you're saying?
It would be a chance. It's really, really hard to predict that kind of stuff.
Do you think it's necessary to share if you are in a relationship with someone? Do you think like that's necessary for you like to share with your chat? Like you could just make it like a private thing. I'm not sure if that's perhaps something that's been holding you back from maybe giving some people a try. But I, you know, even then, like the fact that you've run into 15 years of people cheating on you, like every time, is like that's mind blowing to me. That's crazy. Like I can't imagine being in that kind of situation. But it's just I know it's so easy. It would be so easy to do it, and I think that's why people do it. They get weak. They can't handle the distance, and they do things in the moment, and they're not in touch with themselves, and they don't know themselves enough, and they do dumb shit. But it's so shitty that such like to me, like as far as I can tell, you are a good stand-up guy that just wants to treat someone right. Like you just like that's ideally what you want, and it blows my mind that you've had to go through this for so long. But I am kind of wondering, are you perhaps like not involving yourself with like anything online, or just not with anything in general because you don't want to sabotage what you currently have going on in streaming, or you know, like if you were to, hypothetically speaking, get involved with another streamer, you wouldn't want to ruin that for her, so you hold yourself back.
I would have to, yeah. And well, when it comes to myself, though, I do have a lot of people who understand that you know, that I'm straight, and that I still am a welcoming guy. If you want to join the community, I would still treat you like a brother or sister and all. But if like if I do get in a relationship, probably at the moment right now, since I'm still small time, it wouldn't affect me as much. My flirting will stop. Some of the jokes will not go that far. I do have a person in my life that I need to think about, but hypothetically, if I was in a relationship, I would, you know, do that, which right now I am completely not. I would have to play down with a lot of flirting and stuff like that, and I would feel like if I do end up in a relationship, I would still probably be okay, but it would massively affect. If she is a streamer, it would probably massively affect them. There are people who will not stop having fantasies over a cute girl in VRChat because it does build up to many people's fantasies.
It's true.
No matter who it is. And once they see that the person is happily taken, the feeling and the hope of having a chance, even though it's small, would be completely gone, and then they would just stop showing up.
Yeah. That is definitely a thing that can happen for sure. But I still stand by the fact that you don't have to make it an open thing. Like people, like just to play devil's advocate for a second, like I would say that like if I were involved with someone that happens to be a streamer, I wouldn't make that known. Like I just wouldn't make that known. I just wouldn't talk about it. But, you know, like I think that what's most important is the content that you're creating, the vibe that you're bringing, and the person that you are. And if being in a relationship will get in the way of that, then yeah, I would say, yeah, just don't be in a relationship, sure. But if you can be in a relationship and also just maintain what you're already doing, then I would say, like, I personally would be like, all right, fine. That's cool. And I personally would still maintain I would still just be like the very kind of like off the cuff, like I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, I'm gonna flirt, but like it's not even serious. It's not that serious, like for me personally. But I would also I would talk to them about it. I would talk to them about it before I would, you know, go ahead with that, because, you know, communication is important. So like I'm just thinking, like, are you not cool with like keeping that quiet? Is that like something that you wouldn't want to do?
I would feel guilty. I would feel bad.
Okay, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. If let's just say like let's just put a name to like to the sad girlfriend.
Yeah.
Krampuska. Let's say Krampuska wouldn't mind if like wouldn't mind to keep the situation quiet a bit between us and stuff like that. Or it wouldn't okay, if you don't mind, I'll try it out. But if there is any moment that you feel uncomfortable anyway, please let me know, because I don't want to ruin what we've got.
Right, right. Like holding things in because, you know, X, Y, and Z. Right, yeah.
Exactly. So if somebody redeems something and I just grab a camera and I'd be like, hey, how you doing? And that affects you, like that makes you have your eyeful watch target on me, wondering if like what's going on in my mind, am I having feelings or stuff like that, I will stop. I do not want to set languna.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I forgot the previous name, so I had to make that one up.
It's fine. It was an interesting name anyway, so the name doesn't matter, but the situation is what we're talking about. But yeah, I totally feel that. Like I totally would not want to make someone that I am involved with, you know, feel a certain way about what I'm doing. But, you know, if anyone wanted to be involved with me, yeah, you kind of would have to understand that. Like it's just kind of that's part of, like, obviously I'm very, very like honest and genuine about who I am. However, I do like to play, and I think it's kind of fun to do. It's fun to play, you know. But you know, that's just me.
On my end, though, here's something that I wouldn't mind. If you want to massively flirt with chat, go ahead. You're in VR. You're not really showing your parts.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. Two, you're like this is a camera. You're not like, oh heck yeah, chat. Oh yeah. None of that is happening, and like it's totally fine. And hell, it's a professional understanding to know that this is your job, your income.
Mm-hmm.
I'll completely understand it. Just know that I need the massive major attention. It's gotta happen. I need the scratches under my chin. I need the belly rub. I need the love. I need the hugs, the cuddles. I need all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's totally justified. I like the idea of a 50-50 is extremely appealing and incredibly rare. It's appealing, but it's so rare to find these days. But yeah, I definitely agree with you there. I think that's like a great thing to pursue, and I do hope that eventually you will find someone. Like I can't say 'cause it's in your description, but like, you know, ladies, this hunk of wolf right here, he's in his 30s. He's got some experience. So if you're interested, you know what's up.
And I got a big personality.
Yes, indeed he does, if you haven't noticed from our conversation. So just kind of putting that out there. You know.
And if you need a visual convention, I will pull it out there.
Yeah. That is for sure. I love that. Thank you for going on with my silly bit. I appreciate that. Yeah. So with regard, like, actually, I do want to go back to streaming real quick. So you said that you quit, like, you said that you quit your job, right? And
Yes.
when did that happen? When did you decide to quit your job? And like, how, like, I guess, like, how did you get to the point where you felt confident to quit your job?
I think it was March or February, and it wasn't like confident to the point where I quit my. Oh, no, it was, and it was because of the income tax that still held me up, kept me up, from bill to bill basis. Again, I started in January, and on February I ended up getting paid 200, but I still had my other my previous job that was still paying out the difference to help pay my bills. And then on March, due to medical reasons, I had to quit.
Oh, okay, okay, I see. Didn't know that.
Yeah. And luckily, I still had paid from that job anyway, plus the Twitch payout, which ended up increasing by $400, and I was like, shoot, I can breathe another day. This is good. Another month. This is good. And then it still kept growing, and obviously 600 a month wasn't gonna cut it, but the income tax ended up helping me like with the bills and stuff. And then the Twitch payouts after that helped maintain the bills and all. So it was like a slow process, like losing job, gaining Twitch payout. It still kept me steady. So it was rather by luck, I guess you could say that.
Yeah, yeah. So when you say like your job was holding you up, was that like disability that they were paying to you, or like what was it from your job that was coming through? Because you said for medical reasons that you had to quit. So, like, did the stuff stop coming in from your job, or yeah? Just want to know the details, if possible.
No, the only thing I got paid was my job. There was no like extra from disability or anything from government. No, it was all my job that that helped keep me up with the bills. I didn't get any extra from anywhere.
Okay, okay, interesting. So just by luck with like how everything was kind of stacking up and how things are going well with Twitch streaming, because like you were streaming quite often when you lost your job. So I guess it was due to just the frequency of you streaming combined with all the things that you had going for you already, like the things, your secret sauce essentially, and just kind of going from there. And everything just kind of sort of like fell into place. Were you getting
Yeah,
unemployment
the
at all?
coincidence couldn't have been any more perfect. No unemployment at all. I
Okay.
had nothing coming in at all. There was the stimulus checks that definitely helped out during the
The pandemic, yeah.
during the income tax and the pandemic. They weren't coming in for me. So when they were stacking up, all of that was owed to me. So when that time came in, I got paid what I was owed, which the money couldn't have come in. Like, if I wanted to get paid back then and I wanted the money bad but couldn't get it, I'm glad that it didn't happen, because I needed it exactly when I needed it. And it was when I was losing when I lost my job, but like still helped pay my bills. Again, the coincidence, it was nuts, and I was so happy with that. So damn happy. And now I am a full-time streamer.
Yeah, yeah.
Instead of getting vacation and everything, I just
Yeah, it definitely seems that way. Like, I had no idea that you were a full-time streamer again until I looked you up. Like, I've made a habit of looking up people who I know are are pretty up there. I know you've said many times that you're small time, but this may be news to you, but you are in the top 1% of streamers. Very similarly to Chels. You may, like, to you, it may seem very small and, like, not that big, but very few people get to the point where they're, like, having, like, you're not partner yet, right? Okay, so,
No, I'm not.
yeah. So, like, so few people get to the point where you are, where you're having, like, on average, like 30 people viewing you on average every stream, and you're streaming as often as you are, on top of the people who are also following you when you do stream. Yeah, I don't know if the Subathon, like, made that happen, and probably did, and probably in a pretty massive way, I would imagine. But yeah, you're accordingly in the 1% of streamers, and that may be crazy to you, but that just goes to show how few people even get to averaging 30 people watching you every stream. It's a very small, tiny number of people, and even tinier of people who are, partner, and get 500 viewers, concurrent viewers every stream. So, like, it's, I think perspective is good to have. And I know that you cherish everything that you have. You appreciate everything, but expect nothing. And I think that's really, like, the best perspective to have towards streaming. That's the perspective that I carry with me all the time. It's very much like that for me. Like, just, I appreciate everything that happens, but I have, like, no expectations. I'm just putting myself out there, throwing things against the wall, and hopefully they fit. Hopefully people like what I have to offer, and they like my personality. And it seems like you did the same, and you struck it. Like, you found like-minded people. You built up a community. You had a subathon, and that was crazy successful. And yeah, things seem to just kind of go your way. And obviously there's luck. There's always. You can't count out luck. You can't count out timing, and just who you are individually. Just people come around to see you, and I think that's really, really cool. I think that's cool for any streamer. But yeah, you're doing pretty well for context.
And it's still hard to believe. Wow. Throughout, like, the year that I ended up streaming here in 2022, and how Subathon went, it's still really hard to believe that I'm there.
Yeah.
1%? Are you serious?
Yeah. You've broken the over 1% of streamers. Like, the way that the trajectory that you're going is above the 1%.
Freaking owe it all to you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, this guy's got it going on. Yeah. So you'll be able to come back strong with more confidence, more appreciation. It's gonna be a good comeback stream for you. I'm almost certain of it.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah.
I do need to confess something, though.
Oh. What's that?
There were times that I did feel like I could have done so much better, but I do acknowledge that I held back in many things. Like, I was told, Tico, you should also put your content in on YouTube and grow bigger. People already love you. You got something in you. The thing is, I was afraid of something, and it was, let's say that if I did get big, I ended up becoming somebody that I'm not, on something that's new to me. So I did hold back on a lot of things. Certain content on my channel to make it look kind of pretty, like to make it more attractive. I didn't do too much on that. I didn't put up. I hardly put anything up on YouTube when it comes to VRChat. In fact, I only have one VOD in there. Mm-hmm. And commission wise to certain things, I did not do many of those things because, I mean, popularity, yeah, I know, streamer is your job, totally fine, okay, but I really need to be careful because I needed to make sure like to get used to this first before I grow any bigger.
Yeah.
That would be my confession. But new year, it's been a whole year. It's time to grow. It's time to hit that partner now.
Hey, I'm sure you can get there. I know, like you and Chels seem to be on that trajectory to get there. So it's just a matter of you keep doing what you're doing. And maybe mix things up a little bit to keep things fresh. Maybe do a little bit of YouTube. Yeah, it's totally possible that you can make it. And
Freaking low chills.
yeah, I love Chels too. They're absolutely like a joy to be around. Like I'm so glad that I could have a conversation, have them on my podcast. It was so good, so fun. But yeah.
I will say that what happened to her is a crime. Now, I've already said this to a few of my friends and to a lot of my mods, but see, Chelsea and I started in the same month.
Yeah, I know.
And she put so much work in her channel, way more than me. She should have been successful by now. But I mean, like, successful, like, up there.
Yeah.
To see where she is right now, it feels like a crime, and I hate it. She's doing good. That much I know, but she should have been up
She had
there.
been further. Yeah.
It just feels like it's not fair. But I totally understand and agree with what Chelsea said, and it's like she doesn't want the kind of content where like what many other streamers are doing in order to gain viewers.
Right. You want the creativity to be there. You want it to be authentic and uniquely you, like actual like content that has substance, which I 100% agree with, and that's gonna be the one thing that holds me back as well. My pursuit of substance is absolutely going to, probably hold me back. But I also think that I have a wild streak, so once I get full body, that'll be a shit's going down.
Wild streak. What's the name of your site so I can criticize it?
What's my name of? You want to know my size or my site?
I said site, but now both, so I can criticize it, of course, and professional and to view it with professionalism and respectfully as well.
To look respectfully. Twitch.tv/Nepherti with 2 eyes. This isn't the end of this. This isn't the end, by the way. This ain't the end. We're not done here. And I wear a 30 waist, and I don't know. I don't want to. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, B cup. All right, there we go. Well, we'll go with that. Yeah. All right. Okay. We're bringing this back around. This ain't about me. But
I need more info so I can criticize. I mean, yes. No, I'm kidding.
Yes. It has been said many a time that getting full body I will break VRChat, but there are plenty of other really talented people on VRChat that are doing really cool shit. And I think that's really awesome. Those are really very fantastic people. Like, I think that as long as you're creating creative content, as long as you're creating like genuine things that you feel proud of, and you're not diluting your content, and you're showing respect for yourself, I think that's really all that matters. Like, it doesn't matter what content you're creating in that regard, but just respect yourself.
I will say this though. I'm not saying like I will make something clear though. I am not criticizing anybody who wants to do that.
Of course, we're not.
Because they want to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not criticizing them. That's what you want to do. Go for it and do it.
Mm-hmm.
I will say for those who's doing it just for views, for fast money and stuff like that, those are the ones that I do not want to associate with.
Yeah. And it can be hard.
I will say that
it
much.
can be hard to tell, but I'm on the same page as that. Like, I want to get to know people who not only love what they do, but they have the community, they have love of themselves in mind, and it's not solely about the subs. It's not about the donations. It's more than that. But I love, there's so many creative people who stream on VRChat who I have the utmost respect for. And a lot of those names you said earlier, I really find what they do to be very, very unique. It takes a lot of time and effort to do what they do. And I have so much respect for the creative side, the people who are doing it out of the love for, what they do, out of the love for the creativity and everything. That's where I sit, which it sounds like we are both pretty much in the same spot in that regard. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what happened in 2020? And in 2021, actually.
Well, 2019 turned in 2020. Oh, you wanted more? Sorry. Well, in what regards when it comes to 2020 and 2021?
Streaming.
Oh, variety streamer. I play games. I did use the face cam.
Oh.
And I
Interesting.
Yeah,
a
those
world
who,
before VRChat. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Go on.
And let's just say that during that time I had a flex redeem. So if somebody redeemed it.
Which you could
Either
still do
way.
technically, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Yeah. These are fake. They don't count no more. But yeah, back then I used to play a different variety of games. Again, throw myself out there, see if it works out. And I would play a different variety type of game. Sometimes I would play Yu-Gi-Oh. Sometimes I would play Little Nightmares. Sometimes I would play Call of Duty Vanguard. Sometimes I would play the Life and Misery of Sir Bronte. I would play different kind of games. Obviously, it didn't work out because there are some people who are into specific kind of games. Yikes. That, and I don't think I've ever gotten past 7 viewers, and those 7 viewers only happened one time. It just wasn't working out. I just couldn't get affiliate.
Well,
it just wasn't happening.
so I'm asking because the data set that I looked at when I looked you up, it says that you only streamed once in 2020 and then once in 2021.
Oh, that's some BS.
So you were streaming through 2020?
I was, well, hardly in 2020 though. I didn't have that much. I didn't have that much of a technology. It was a $250 laptop. The only thing I was streaming on it at the moment was, what is it? Throne of Lies. A social deduction game. It can be fun, but people do get really, really salty and really, really toxic. But in 2021, I did stream pretty often. Oh,
With
much
the
more
face
than in
cam?
2020. No, not with the face cam. Again, it was a laptop, and it was ugh. So it was really bad. But I did ended up getting some equipment, not the VR headset at the moment, but I did have the PC and I did stream a variety of games, but it still wouldn't lift. It still wasn't happening. So it's weird that the data would say that I only streamed once in 20 and then once in 21. It wouldn't make any sense. That would be faulty information.
Yeah, yeah. Seems that way. So I was surprised to see that, but that's good to know. Like you were actually pretty active, and then okay, in 2021 you were actually you streamed a lot in 2021 for sure, and then like it's so funny, like literally at the moment 2022 came around, you switched to VRChat. Like that was what you did. That was like it was just like boom, and then VRChat just leaned into it completely, and. But you're still a variety streamer, right? Would you consider yourself still a variety streamer?
Hardly now. I'm mostly in VRChat now that people and the community is built around because of VRChat. If I were to stop VRChat and play something else, then the people who mainly came to see VR stuff would end up dying little by little. And I have seen this through a few friends. But having said that, I am not doing VRChat streaming because now I'm stuck doing this. No, it's still my passion. I love it so much I wouldn't switch it at all. There will be some days that I will be playing different games. Now mostly Elden Ring because I gotta beat that game. These bosses are just annoying as hell. I gotta beat it. But I will be playing like eventually different kind of games. Like if I want to do community night when it comes to games and not VRChat, I would be Pummel Party or Among Us VR now or Gang Beast, which I enjoy the heck out of Gang Beast. I ended up playing it with Chelsea and Neppy and Crow and many other people who was there. It is so fun and funny. It's very comical though. Yeah. I love it very, very, very much. But yeah, community night with different kind of games is totally cool, and I love it and everything. So I might end up playing like some games here and there, or if I were to play a game with Twitch integration, so that chat can end up voting what to choose, or they would tell me what to do in certain areas, or they would just see me play other games. But mostly it is going to be VRChat. And just a reference, or not just a reference, but just a heads up though, once I do hit partner, two things is going to happen. I will be switching my name to WolfTico VR, and there will be a face reveal.
Interesting. That's one hell of a gift to give to your community for reaching partner. Wow. But why the name change?
Because it obviously if I were to put WolfTico VR right now, it would get me more attention and stuff, but I kind of want to achieve it in a certain way. I guess you can call me arrogant or prideful for doing it like this, but I want people to know me as a person, as a wolf, as a person, as another guy.
Yeah.
To get to know first, because once they see VR, they might end up thinking, oh, streamer, let me check it out and give a follow. I want to earn it through me.
I can see that.
Once I do hit that that achievement, then it would make sense for me. I would feel much more comfortable to change it to WolfTico VR.
That's interesting that you're waiting until you reach partner to want to change to add VR to your name. Fun fact about me, my username, I started off my username as VRC Nepherti. And I deliberately changed it away from that because I knew what I wanted to do and I didn't want to just kind of be known as a VR streamer. Like I wanted to have the freedom to try other games if I want to. Like if I can get myself a 2D model, I wanted to have the freedom to do that and just have those experiences and not just be like, yeah, I'm all VRC all the time. Though I love what I do in VRC. I think what I do in VRC is pretty I wouldn't say it's unique, but I would say I put a very specific twist on the social aspect of it. People have told me that I'm relatively intelligent, so like I can be lewd as fuck, but I can also be very, very intelligent. I can talk about things very intelligibly. I can have conversations. I can connect the dots very, very well. So like I embrace the fact that I do have intelligence. You know, I do have a bachelor's degree, blah 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 blah, whatever the fuck. However you judge intelligence or whatever. But like, you know, the fact is, like, I just didn't. I didn't want to be stuck in to be known as only the VRChat streamer, Nepherti. So I find that interesting that you want to be known as VR later on. So, like, what do you think about that? It's still just like something like you want to play on hard mode is what you're telling me basically.
Oh yeah, it's just it feels more like a gimmick or like a clickbait if I were to put it up there, and then I ended up achieving it because oh, this guy's a streamer, let's go for it. I don't like it. I want people to get to know me. I want people to be like, I'm looking at this guy's content on YouTube and stuff like that, and he seems pretty chill. It seems pretty funny, or like he seems like a great guy. Like basically for them to see me like everybody else has been seeing me, like for the reason that they end up supporting me for that reason, because I am me, and not because Twitch streamer. Let's help. No, because they want to. Because I've earned it.
So okay, I think I understand your logic now. Basically, what you want to do is you want to gain your community and build up your following based on you alone, so that when you do changes to VR, it won't make a difference because you already have your core audience there that helped you get to partner in the first place. So it won't matter who else comes around. If they come around because of that or not, great. But you've already built up the foundation for partner on the merit of you being you, not on the merit of you being a VR or a streamer. Is that what you're trying to say?
For everybody who helped me get where I am right now, because they got to know me and because they got to like what I've been doing, I really owe it all to them. Though my community are real people, are great people, are awesome people. And they are definitely genuinely right there wanting to support me, and not because I want attention, no, but because they say Tico ended up deserving this, which I keep getting told so many times. I have to accept it. But if I were to put like VR there, I can't say for sure or certain to make an assumption of what they think. But I would definitely feel that I'm being arrogant enough to rely on that in order to get me somewhere, and not rely, like, I want them to know who I am before they accept wanting to support. And then once I reach that accomplishment of becoming partner, there wouldn't be a difference now, because if I were to put VR, it would be the same as a check mark next to my name. There wouldn't be much of a difference.
That's something I've never heard anyone say before. I've never heard that perspective of like your username being akin to having a partner check mark. That's very interesting. Why like I think we've already kind of covered why you feel that way, but how did you reach that conclusion? That comparison of the two?
Oh, it's let's see. Kind of an odd comparison, I guess you can say, but I ended up being raised by a family who loves to manipulate.
Okay. Not where I thought you were going, but continue.
So yeah, I hate lies and I hate the manipulations. Like let's say that you and I are on a date, and I tell you all the good things about me, but I have not mentioned a single bad thing about me. Or if I were to say something like, "Well, I guess the bad thing is that I care too much," that kind of BS.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not getting the full truth, and then like you end up starting to date me and stuff like that. Then you start seeing for yourself my like you already know all my pros because I laid it out for you, but you're starting to see my cons and you feel like a waste of time now.
Mm-hmm.
Like now, like you ended up wasting your time on me, and I started seeing that kind of stuff in my family.
Mm-hmm.
So I do not want to be anything near like that or anyone near like that. It feels like I end up manipulating in some kind of way. I don't like manipulation. I do not want to build a reputation of anything that's like that. So I felt like if I were to put VR next to my name, am I feeling like I'm clickbaiting over here, or am I gonna attract the wrong attention? Um, am I hoping for something? Let's just play it safe, or let's just keep my name the way it is right now. Even though I am a VR streamer, let's keep VR away from it for now, just to see what it's like.
Mm.
And as more time passes by, the more it makes sense. It's really, really, really hard to explain, but I guess the point of view is more psychological kind of a thing.
You feel like having a VR in your name is manipulating people into only liking you for the pro that you are a VR streamer. And
Yeah, they say VR streamer, therefore I am going to be more on the streams. Let me check out this person more, see how I can take advantage of this. Or if they would be like, VR streamer, then I'm gonna see if I can get behind a camera. Things like that. During the times that I've been hanging out with Chelsea during nights when she's doing her thing in front of the mirror over there, and she usually is in public, I bet that by now I probably would have gotten more attention, more follows, more more attention, more follows and stuff if I had VR in my name, and people would know me by that way. But it wouldn't feel genuine, to be honest.
Okay.
Like I said, I want people to catch me if they were to go and to be like, I'm curious on who this person is. I'm just gonna click. I'm gonna click on the recommendation just to see what it's like. Or if they get rated on me. We already know that when a streamer raids another one, about 90% of the people leave. But that 10% stayed to watch the kind of person that they are and ended up wanting to stay, wanting to get to know that person. I want to attract those people because they are the ones who's getting to know me. Therefore, if they like me enough, then they wanted to support me. Okay, it was legit. That's a great feeling I love. So I want to get there first, and then once partnership happens,
sky's the limit.
then comes the rest.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get
I mean,
that.
already the community is already based on the people who got to know me and wanting to support me. You know, I am so damn satisfied. I am far too happy on this accomplishment. I really am.
I mean, you should be. It's kind of a big deal. Like you gave so much of yourself and of your time to entertain, and your community just gave back to you as thanks. I think that makes perfect sense. And I can only hope for the same. I can only hope for the same kind of reception. But every step, one step at a time, really. But so we're gonna go into we're in the last stretch of the podcast. I want to know, about the games that you play and the games that you enjoy playing. What is your favorite game? Like, do you have any hobbies aside from playing video games? And like, what is your favorite game? Or like, do you enjoy any sort of like things outside of streaming? What do you enjoy doing outside of streaming?
Oh, outside of streaming, I do like playing games with my friends that I've made over here, and outside of the computer, I already got a family, and I enjoy my conversations with them. Not only do I still pick up their BS when it comes to, oh, I did this on my job and everything, I'm all like, oh, you did? Good for you. I'm talking about the security jobs that he would have, or or like when we just talk about movies and stuff, and then other times exercise. Obviously, of course. Oh my gosh, this subathon has messed me up physically. I really do need to get back in shape, and I ended up starting and it feels awful.
Oh.
So I need to get back on that.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would go out with my brother and we would watch a movie, or we would play bowling, or I would get with my other brother who lives with my mom, and we would just go out and, you know, just do something. Of course, we can't do that all the time, but I do love playing video games. Ever since I laid my eyes on a screen with characters moving that I can control, I fell in love with it. I never grew out of that. Hey, Tico, you're 30 plus years old. Aren't you too old? No. Aren't you too old? I don't see no limit. It's like, how old is too old to be playing video games?
No. As old as you want to be.
Yeah. And now that I'm able to play, I'm in it. I'm in a game.
Yeah. Yeah, we're literally playing a game as a characters right now. It's interesting. It's wonky.
And we're getting paid for it. Literally living our dreams.
You're getting paid for it. I'm not getting jack shit.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
It's okay. Hey, I wasn't kidding. I'm out here for the love of it. I'm doing what I do, and you know, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. But you know, the only thing I'm making is friends, which is nice. Making friends is also very nice.
It's incomparable. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Playing games, do what you love, and meeting awesome people along the way. Wow.
Yeah. And like I'm that's why I love doing this, because like I get to just talk to I get to talk to people who I know without a shadow of a doubt are interesting people. They are fascinating people, and I can't help but want to pick their brain and get to know them better and see what makes them tick. Like I love that sort of thing, and we can do that a lot in VRChat, for sure. So you
We totally can.
yeah. So like you enjoy movies, you enjoy video games, and it seems like you just enjoy family time in general. So like, and working out and working out. Yeah. True. So okay. There's somewhere I wanted to go with that. I can't quite recall, but what is your favorite game? What's your favorite game? What's the game that has I mean, you could say VRChat, but I guess beyond VRChat, what game has that will always stay with you? What's the game that you will love for the rest of your life?
There's two games.
Okay.
They're both number ones. One was not better than the other. Final Fantasy VII and Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Those are good games.
Those two blew my mind. And I'm like, I don't play it as often, but they do left a massive impression in my heart, and I want to get back to mostly to Ocarina of Time. But yeah, those two games are amazing. One for the gameplay, which is Zelda Ocarina of Time, and the other one through the story plot, which is Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. I played both of those games, and they were revolutionary for their time. And I think that's what makes them
It
so
really
memorable.
was.
Yeah. Yeah, there was nothing like
Imagine the
FF7.
massive impact it was. When you played Final Fantasy VI, it was on SNES, and it was trying to go to Final Fantasy VI to Final Fantasy VII. How all of that changed.
Yeah.
The same thing with Zelda: Link to the Past
Yes.
to Ocarina
Reign
of Time.
Yeah, that was a huge jump.
It was a huge jump, a massive gap in gameplay style.
It was a technological feat,
And
and I think in both regards, even.
Yeah, and then the gameplay of it, the story that it told, all the hidden stuff. It was mind blowing. It will leave an impression on me like for the rest of my life. Those two games are amazing. There's a reason why they're like making Zelda this, Zelda this, Zelda this, Zelda this. Poor Link, he hardly gets any recognition, but Zelda
Yeah.
from beginning to end, like damn, there's only one game named after Link, and that's back in NES. Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. And there's a reason why Final Fantasy VII, despite all the other Final Fantasies, why Final Fantasy VII has their own remake, their own movie, their own attention, their own separate stories from the original one. It's just too good. And I think the reason why Final Fantasy VII made its mark is not because of Cloud Strife. And even though Tifa is like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't think it was her either. I think it was definitely Sephiroth. He's my number one favorite villain of all time.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, he is a great villain. Very, I mean, I would say he's a great villain, but I feel like he had his motives. I mean, I guess like once you figure out where Sephiroth came from, like what were his origins, which once you know his origin story, and then you kind of piece together like what happened to him. Like he, I'm not gonna spoil it, but basically, like you find out his backstory, and then you kind of feel for him, but at the same time, he's like a massive asshole. Doesn't give two shits about anything, but you understand why he doesn't, because he has his own goal in mind, like this grand, maniacal plan to bring everything back to zero, essentially, which is, definitely a fascinating story once you get really deep into the game and everything. So I can see why that leave an impression on you.
That was Sephiroth's massive flaw. He ended up believing who he was. He was a hero. He influenced many people. He had best friends, Angeal and Genesis. He had great memories with them and all. And because he goes to the library for a week, finds out who he is,
he just loses. He just throws that all away.
I think he throws it all away and be like, oh, since I came from here, I must do this. He didn't have to.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be his massive flaw. It still doesn't stop him from being such a badass.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. And I didn't have the benefit of playing through the end of Final Fantasy VII. I was
How dare you?
I was too bad. I couldn't get past the final. I couldn't get past Sephiroth. I got to the final form of Sephiroth, but I was still just too bad at games back then. I got better at RPGs, as I got older. But I did beat Ocarina of Time. Did beat that. So.
And what do you think?
I enjoyed the journey. I enjoyed the journey. I think I was just too young to really appreciate it for like what it was. like for like the overarching story, but I did like, I think the ending of it was like, I think the ending didn't really stay with me, but I can vaguely remember what it was. And yeah, it was a great game. It was a great game with a great story, but that I can't convey to what degree that it's true. I just know that it was true. It was kind of sad too, in a lot of ways. The way, and if I remember it correctly, the ending was kind of sad.
Yeah, Link and Zelda did have some kind of connection going on, and then they said, no, then she said, "All right, give me the flute. You're going back in time.
Yeah.
The memory that we built each other. I'm not gonna remember it. You
Yeah,
are.
yeah,
Sucks
yeah.
to be you."
Exactly. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, see, I had to just think about it for a little bit, but like, yeah, I remembered it was a sad ending, and that's unfortunate. Like, you do all of those things, you make all of those sacrifices, and then it's just like, well, only you can remember. It's like I was gonna make an anime reference, but you don't watch anime, so, you know.
Yeah, I do.
And
A
you,
lot.
you didn't say anything. You said you watched movies, video games, and you work out. You didn't say you watched anime. What have you watched?
Assumptions. I can't believe this.
I asked you a
Jeez.
question. Don't go tsundere on me.
Okay, look. Heavily watched Dragon Ball Z. Oh, Dragon Ball. Period. Heavily watched all of that.
As did every musclehead. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
How dare.
Hey.
They
Hey.
have gone such a long way for you to be making fun of them. If I'm a musclehead, so is everybody else.
Hey, I
How dare you.
watched DBZ too, and I also work out, so
What a musclehead.
I
Alright,
know.
so
I know.
DB, so Dragon Ball? Hell, I even saw the abridged version. I freaking love it.
Yeah, that shit's good.
There was okay, I do have a couple favorites, like Gate, where the army of Japan finds a gate, they go through with it. Yeah, that one. I love that one.
So underrated.
I want another season. I want to
Yeah.
see more of it.
I want to see more of it too. Heavily underrated, sadly, but you know,
Yeah.
not enough hot girls.
There was
I guess.
the quality.
Yeah,
The guy has a harem and it's not enough.
I know.
Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon?
Okay. Yeah. I watched the
That
first season
one-
of that. I didn't watch too much of that, but yeah. I watched the first season. I watched the first season. It's cool though. It's cool. I have nothing bad to say about it. Nothing bad to say about it. Ah, yes.
You
There it
gotta
is.
watch the rest.
I might. I may.
Like the whole reason why I like it is not like all the other generics harem where, oh no, this guy too strong, gets girls, well they love him. No, almost in every scenario, there's always something deep in it. They don't make it like okay, predictable, but they're passionate in that scene that really draws you in. I'm picky with my animes.
Same. I become
There
picky.
was this one I got transferred to another world with my smartphone. Let me fix everything easily. Da, 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 bah. I got harem on me. Da, 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 da. I got extra powers. Da, 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 da. Easy life. Boring as hell. I hate that. Or
Yeah.
the magician sheet. I got superpowers? Okay. We're about to defeat this in such a big way. Homie, you barely know who your enemy is. And now you're just confident enough that you're gonna beat him. It's annoying. Or like, oh no, these couple of girls are about to get attacked by goblins. Don't worry, close call. I'm here to save you, boss. Oh no, here comes another. I'm here to save you, boss.
Yeah, there's definitely what's the word? What is that word? A process. I can't remember the word. There's a standard, a basic standard that most anime follow, but you could argue that back in the 90s there was also a standard that most anime followed. Is it in space? Check. Is it about pirates? Check. Does it involve mecha? Check. Yeah, there was a standard back then too, and like things just changed over time.
No.
For sure. Oh, you good?
How dare? Give me a second. I'm just gonna put my controllers over here.
Okay.
Sorry if this feels a bit awkward.
No. Tico is not touching anywhere where his paws should not be, so don't you worry, chat. Don't you worry.
I'll be right back.
All right. So he's getting himself set up. But yeah, there was definitely a standard by which, anime was created. Even in the 2000s, moe. Moe, cute. Yeah, they had all of that going on in the 2000s. So, it is very much, we see patterns. Companies want to do what works. They want to do what works, and it's not surprising that you're going to see patterns over decades of time. So even then, that's why it's good to be picky about your anime. It's very, very important to make sure that you are watching anime that you want to watch. Don't just watch something because someone says that you should watch it. Watch it because you find it interesting, and maybe at the very least, if someone does say watch something because they think that you would like it, give it a try. Give it a try. Open your mind, and give it a shot. And then go back to them and tell them how much you hated it or liked it, whichever. But I think it's good to be pretty open-minded about anime. Obviously, you are giving up like 23, 24 minutes of your day to watch an episode. So it's very, very important to be very, choosy about what you watch. But, if you can, be very, be open-minded to new experiences. I think Tico has returned. I can't. Are you on desktop? Did you change to desktop? Oh, no.
I hope not.
Nah.
No, I think I'm still good.
Okay. Yeah, like when they cry, Higurashi no Nakukoro ni. Yeah. That's one hell of a series. I watched all of them. I watched every single one of them. I also watched Imineko. I did also watch Imineko. So, I think it's always good to, keep your mind open for new experiences and try out new things, especially when it comes to anime. Anime is meant to be fun. It's meant to be fun. I'm sure you can.
It's meant to be fun and meant to be delve into in certain experiences.
Mm-hmm.
It's meant to be enjoyed, definitely. 100%. I totally agree.
Yeah, absolutely. So, do you have we were talking about your favorite, like, do you have a favorite anime? I know that's such a loaded question. I don't know how long you've been watching anime for, but, do you have a favorite one? Like, you have a favorite game?
A favorite anime? Oh, damn, it's just there's so many good ones.
I know. It's a horrible question. I don't like being asked this question, but hey.
It's a tough choice. Like I don't know if I could pick. Like I said, Gates and okay, so Gates. Is it wrong to pick up Girls in Dungeon? Girls Bravo. I mean, that time I got reincarnated into a slime. That one's a great one.
Girls Bravo.
I really love that one. Just like I do, maybe genre. I think I love Isekai a lot.
Okay. I can accept that as an answer. As a genre answer is nice. Which is probably why you enjoy VR chat so much. Because it's like another life.
Who told you to make that kind of deduction?
Eh?
Who told you to put two and two together?
I know, that's what I do. I connect the dots. And I make you, well, I don't make you, but I help you to learn more about yourself. So, hey. You're like, it's all making sense now. It's just like, he's gonna be like sitting here just staring out into nothing. He's like, holy shit. Okay, what does that say?
It's just numbers and equations. I gotta figure this out.
Oh yeah, his mind is just going like he's in the zone.
To be honest, I shouldn't have done that because I don't know how to erase this.
Oh, I think you just click I can just use the back. You can use the back of it. Like you can use the back as an eraser, I think.
No. Try.
Oh, wait. Oh, no, I'm just drawing now. Fuck. I'm just drawing now. Well, I don't know how to erase that either. And I just drew a weird ass mustache.
Is there some kind of eraser around here? I hope there's some kind of eraser.
I feel like there should be, but yeah.
There should have been.
Yeah.
Developer, what the heck?
Oh well.
No.
Yeah, I thought this had an eraser, but I guess, we're doing it live. So maybe you can move up.
Yes, you might. Okay.
Yeah, maybe you can move up just like slightly, so like we don't have like the white thing, the white drawing in front of your face.
It's what happens when I do mathematics. I just fail. Look at this.
Oh no! Did you lose your hands? No.
No, I was just crossing my arms.
Oh, okay. Move closer. Move closer. It looks like you're wearing a bow tie. Yeah. Yeah, I want you to like clip through the drawing. Yeah. Okay. It looks like you're wearing a bow tie even there, and you have like a white line across your chest. But anyway, so with all of that said, one last favorite question. Do you have, okay, actually two. Favorite movie, favorite song?
Avatar? Not the last Airbender, but the first one.
Right, from
and
Cameron, yeah.
Well, there are pretty good latest songs that I ended up falling in love with, but favorite artist would be Alejandro Fernandez. And but the latest one that ended up coming out releasing in 2022, it was Love Must Move On. I think that's the title of it, and it was by Lindsay Sterling and Amy Lee from Evanescence. That last one.
Wow.
Damn. It hits. It's so good.
Well, I don't know of those songs, but I like to hear what people's favorites are. I think that's like kind of a nice way to kind of wind things down. It's very low energy, You know, people like to know, what is your favorite things? What are the things that you like? So thanks for answering those questions and all the questions. So I have a couple of things that we're going to do to kind of wind things down. Someone wanted me to inquire about a baseball that you signed. You can blame your chat for that.
I totally can't. Pass. No.
Is that going to be
look,
the one?
It's like this.
Okay.
I will say it. Even though it has nothing to do with a baseball, but there was a community night, and with Shocks, and a lot of people joined in. She's done streaming. Okay, we're still there, and Anna Kavana joined in, and there was 2 different rooms. She saw me, like, hey, how you doing? What's up? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. If you're looking for Shocks, she's in the other room. She goes into the other room. Okay, and then I ended up realizing something. It was like, there's a whole lot of names that are in white, and if I were to stick my head through the wall, I see a whole lot of people whose name's in yellow. Why the heck am I not in there? So I go in there, and there's a lot of my friends looking at the mirror, and there's a hammock. I'm all like, okay, I don't want to to disturb what's going on. I'm just gonna lay down in the hammock. So I'm over there just relaxing in the hammock and stuff like that. And Tops, she turns around and is like, is that Tico, the twitch.tv/WolfTico? The thing that she does several times, and I find it funny. I love it. And then she ultimately goes like, yo, can you sign my baseball? A baseball? Like, yeah. If you can find one, yeah. There was no baseball in the world.
Right.
So she goes, okay, cool. So she leaves her room, comes back with a marker. She draws a freaking baseball. I'm all like, oh shoot, damn. That's actually smart. She's like, oh yeah, I'll sign the baseball.
Okay.
I started putting a WT, and then all of a sudden, he signed it. He signed it. She puts herself like right there in front of the baseball. Like, he signed it. Look, it's all over the place. It goes crazy. She had me signing her. I don't know if it's stream appropriate, but it's there. And then I'm like, no, you moved up in front and everything. He's like, no, you totally signed on it. And then I'm getting this.
Yeah.
See, my whole reputation is I'm wholesome.
I see the trick. I had a feeling that's what it was going to be. I had a feeling. Yeah.
But yeah, that ended up happening like that. I ended up well, to just leave out the details a bit. Long story short, I did not want to give out the hammock. I ended up, like, a few more girls got jumped on me, and pictures were taken, and I'm trying to preserve my pure white my pure white cloth. My clean eyes and all that stuff. Like, they just kept dirtying me, and pictures were taken, and now it's in a server.
I see how you roll, Tico. I see how you roll. Taking advantage of the situation. Taking advantage of the situation.
What?
You know, going whole ham. I see you.
What?
I
went
see
like this, not like this. What the heck are you talking about? You better not be jumping on this train. I've already gotten that for a year.
Nah.
I am coming back from my vacation. I'm still on vacation. Give me a break.
Nah, I'm just teasing. I like to have a good time. And I like to tease. You know. It makes good boys growl like that.
What? That should terrify you. Just scare the crap out of you. No, no, no. Good boy. Good. I'm done. It's over. It's over.
All right. Well, I had to throw that last curveball in there because, I had some people from your community who wanted me to talk about it, see what happened. So thanks for
Y'all suck.
thanks for humoring me. And yeah. So with that all said and done, I think we can start to wrap things up. But I do want to know, where do you see yourself in a year? Your message, your Discord message says, new year, new me? No. Better me. So, what does that look like for you?
Many people end up saying new year, new me. And it's like they would give up the bad things about them and try to start to better themselves. As for, like, I'm not against it. I'm for it. But as for me, the new year, new me happened in 2022 when I became a VR streamer. And I do not regret any lows, any negative that has happened to me, because those things helped me become stronger. So this new year, I'm going to be so much better than last year. It's not going to be the new me. It's still going to be the same me, but just better. I am evolving.
Okay. And what does that look like for you? Like what is it that you hope to achieve in 2023 that will prove to you that you achieved a better you? Ideally speaking.
That's the fun part. I do not know. It's a mystery.
Okay.
But whatever comes by, I will try my best to take advantage of it. It's fun to keep it as a surprise. So let's see where it leads me to. Let's see what comes. And it's just new memories, new people, new friends, stronger bonds with the people I already have. I have a feeling that despite the bad stuff that might come by, is probably going to strengthen us even more.
They always
I feel
do.
like I will grow much stronger.
It's the struggle that makes us stronger people. That's the beauty of the human experience. We have to go through shit
Indeed,
to
totally, I
become
agree.
stronger. Yeah. If everything is just given to you and handed to you easily, there's no struggle. There's no strength of will. And not having that, not building that skill and that mindset is how one is ultimately probably doomed to failure.
It's boring. Take 2 points of views. You get a kid born in poverty, learning struggles of life, already learning humbleness, learning how to do this, all the tricks, what not to fall for, like if you end up falling for it, you learn. Even if it's something that you do never want ever to happen to anybody else, even if it happened to you, you already went through it, you're already going to become stronger on it. It's an experience that like if it happens to the future, you would withstand it a little bit more. You would become you would get hurt no matter what,
Right.
but at least you know how to handle it.
You know how to roll.
And
You know how to defend.
yeah, and you know how to understand the situation, which is much more important. As for the point of view of somebody, let's say a kid who was born in the rich, had everything handed to them, how do you prepare them when they get tossed in the streets by accident or by some kind of tragedy? Boom, fend for yourself. How they didn't learn anything. And when they start learning something, it's too much for them.
Yeah. And they'll blame the world They'll just blame the world rather than looking at themselves, because everything was just handed to them. They don't know they don't know self-responsibility. They don't know self-accountability. And they'll just blame
Yeah, they
everything else
wouldn't know
around
any
them.
of that.
Yeah.
So, nah, there are several things that I absolutely hate what happened to me, but at least I'm able to withstand it much better nowadays. So whatever negative thing that's going to happen to me in the future, not might happen, no, it's going to happen. That much I do accept. I will try to take that and turn it around. I have friends that can help me just as much as I can help them. It's gonna be memorable. There's gonna be several tests within our lives. The thing is, when said event happens, what are you going to do? How are you going to handle the situation? Do you have experience, or is it new? Are you going to give up because it was too much, or push on just out of curiosity to see what would happen? Just keep pushing on. Who knows? Maybe all of that bad stuff was meant to happen to make you grow stronger, to open up a brand new opportunity at the door that's yet to come. Just don't give up, keep trying. And that's what I want to do. I don't know what door is shut right now, but if something bad happens to me, I'm gonna try to push on to see what door happens.
Yeah, that is a mindset that I live by every day. Yep, I couldn't have said it better. Yeah, I'm right there 100% with you on that. You know, it is the trials and tribulations that make us well-rounded, like, stronger individuals. It's that strength that we are capable of finding places that we've never seen before, things that we never imagined we'd be able to do and to accomplish. And it's through those experiences, it's through those struggles that we find greener pastures. And though the path may be laid with damage and, you know, bloodshed, it is through that, it's because of that, that we are here now, and that we can continue to be better and pass that along to people as inspiration, or just as a reminder for ourselves, though we would not wish such things upon anyone else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny in a certain way, because there are many people who does not want to get hurt.
I know.
That they would put up so many walls to try to prevent sad things to happen. The sad part is that those walls are not going to work, because life will find a hole to throw that on you, sneak it upon you, and you'll be caught off guard. I told myself that I wasn't never going to let this happen. You don't have control. Sorry to say.
Yeah.
You just don't have control. It's going to happen.
And it's about being
It's what
ready.
you will do when exactly. It's what you're going to do when said event happen.
Yeah.
So, I really do wish people succeed this year, as well as next year, and then the year after that, and the year after that. So so back to the question of what's gonna happen this year and stuff like that. I do not know. I don't know where I see myself. All I know is that I'm gonna try my best to succeed it, to conquer it.
I think that sounds absolutely reasonable. You and me both, Tico. You and me both. We'll be putting our best foot forward. Boom. And and just making it happen. We're gonna struggle. We're gonna try to improve ourselves. You know, this is gonna be a very, very interesting, fascinating year of who knows what. And there may be hard times, sad times, but you know, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm here to do. I'm excited. I'm excited, I'm motivated, and I think this is going to be a great year for you, and hopefully it'll be a great year for every one of you who are watching this and tuning in. We want to wish you the very best of success and to not shy away from the things that are difficult. Don't shy away from the challenges that you encounter. They're there to empower you. They're there to allow you to tap into more of your potential. You have potential. There's so much more that you are here to do. And so don't squander the opportunity to face the shit that may be thrown at you, because it's there to make you an even better, stronger person, so that you'll be able to hand that on to someone else that may need that, or just to make that to make a better you in general. And I think that's a really great note to end this podcast on. So thank you once again, Tico, for joining me tonight, for making this podcast so much more exciting. Obviously, getting to know you. I honestly, like, you're one of the few people that have been on my podcast that I don't know at all. And I learned so much about you tonight, and I know for a fact, I'm hopeful that, you know, we got big things planned. You have big things planned, and I'm hopeful that I can somehow be a part of that. I can somehow help you and whatever you have in store. And if you need a hand, if there's something that I can do to be a part and to push what you have in mind forward, call on me. I'll do my best to do that for you, because I need
$1 million.
Who just got off a subathon? I need $1 million.
Here. I'm not Rick from Pawn Stars, but the best I can do is like 2 pennies.
You gonna give me your 2 cents? Thanks for giving me your 2 cents this evening. You gave me that in a big way. We've been going for 3 hours, somewhere in the vein of 3 hours. So yeah, I got 2 cents from you, and more for sure. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. And like, honestly, like, if I can help you in any way, please don't hesitate to reach out. We are friends now. We are buddies. You are the wolf, and I am the demonic reincarnated kitty who will be doing wonderful things and serenading. Well, you'll be serenading. I will be seducing. And that is how this will go. That is how our...
Los montes, los ríos, los valles, por irte encontrar.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Tormentas, ciclones, dragones, sin exagerar.
Yeah, see? Woo! Woo, 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 woo. I'm sweating.
Thank you.
You're making me sweat for the first time this evening. Holy shit. Wow, that was good. I love it. Thank you for that, Tico. Yeah, you're going to do very, very big things. I'm excited for what 2023 has for you, and hopefully for both of us. So let's tell the people where they can find you. Where can people find you, Tico?
I don't want to dox myself. What the heck?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. You can find me on twitch.tv/WolfTico, and soon I'm going to be posting videos up on YouTube, which the link is not provided yet, but you can find me on those 2 platforms, including on Twitter. You can find me on all those sites.
Is it wait, what's the username on Twitter?
WolfTico7. Somebody ended up taking WolfTico, so I added a 7.
Okay, cool. Gotta be specific so people can find you. We don't want them following the wrong WolfTico. For sure.
How dare.
Yeah, how dare. Absolutely. And as always, you can find me on Twitter at Nepherti with 2 eyes. All of my social media is with 2 eyes. I'm pretty sure of that. You can find me on YouTube, obviously, if you're watching this live. You can find me on YouTube just search Nepherti. You should be able to find me. My face is pretty iconic, I would say. So feel free to look for me there. You know, I have VODs, I have shorts. I'm always trying to produce content there. And obviously all of my, oh wait, I said VODs already. So yeah, all my content is typically on my YouTube channel, not on my Twitch channel because I'm not affiliate. So if you want to see more of me, you can find me there. Just search Nepherti on YouTube. And obviously, if you're not on Twitch, you can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Nepherti with 2 eyes. 2 eyes. Always with 2 eyes, except on YouTube. So, yeah, that's where you can find me. And I certainly hope that you enjoyed tonight's session, our podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Sweet Talking Podcast. That's what I meant. And I certainly hope that if you did enjoy this podcast, please do support Tico. Please give him a follow. Find him on Twitter. Find him on Twitch as well. And when he starts creating content on YouTube, go support him there as well. And subscribe to me. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to like and subscribe. That'd be awesome. A comment would also be pretty cool too. But that's totally up to you. And I just hope that you enjoyed another episode of this podcast, and there will be much more to come. So thank you all so much for watching, for tuning in, and until next time, I will see you again soon. Hopefully very soon. But until then, take care.
Take care. Peace out. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here.